Good afternoon, everybody, or if you're like Chris on the West Coast, good morning still. It is time to get you ready for week 7, the continuation of, and it's very rare that we say this. I don't know if the rest of the games can match what we saw on Thursday night because it was a great game just in terms of, back and forth and the ending. And oh man, did the Icy Hot Bowl live up to expectations or what? I mean,
I think it exceeded expectations. I mean, these two crusty old gunslingers out there.
they were slinging it. That's what we wanted to see, right? And that look, I even hated saying it as I was coming out of my mouth. I told you, I was like, I think Aaron Rodgers is showing up. He's having a game. 4 touchdowns. Didn't think it was going to be 4 touchdowns. But of course, I also didn't think that he would be outgunned by Flacco. Joe Flacco. Oh, man. So look, it's legit. It's a fair question. Joe Flacco must start rest of the season.
No, come on.
No?
It is not a fair question.
He's just like a more experienced Joe Burrow, but with a Super Bowl.
Okay. You know what my biggest takeaway from that game actually was, though? Neither of those defenses can tackle anybody. Like they can, like, there's no tackling in that game. There's none. It's like everybody had the ball, just kept running. They kept running, they're running. It's like there's no tackling in this game. But I think if you got, I doubt a lot of people have Flacco outside of Superflex. But I think if you do have Flacco, or if you were desperate and started Flacco, hey, at least, he's got Chase, he's got Higgins. I mean, he's got that. And if nothing else, he's made Chase and Higgins, Chase very fantasy relevant. And even Higgins, I think now is back to a guy that you have to have in your, not a must start, of course, but like a solid wide receiver too now.
He's kind of back, almost, not quite, but almost back to where he should have been this whole time. That's the thing. Even Chase Brown ran for 100 yards. Now, he's the one I think is the trickiest because he did have big yardage, but he didn't even get the ball that much because they were passing with ease. How much do you take away from his performance in this offense?
Well, again, I don't want to take a ton from his performance or like Jaylen Warren's performance because, again, neither of these defenses could tackle anybody. So it's like I haven't looked in who they play in week 8. Let's see. The Bengals get the Jets. That's not horrible, but it's not great. Well, the Jets' run defense has been better lately. We'll see what they do this week. The Steelers get the Packers. I'm not all in. I'm not all in on these running games because they play these defenses.
Fair point. They were not just two of the oldest quarterbacks. Well, they definitely the 2 oldest quarterbacks out there now, but 2 of the worst defenses. So true. We got to keep it real here, but definitely feel much better about the Bengals offense. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But man, a lot to live up to week 7. Let's see what you got. But we have a pretty full slate. Only the Bills and the Ravens are out, but of course those 2 teams have plenty of fantasy relevant players. So you're going to have some tough decisions. And of course, as always, injuries. So we're going to go over the injury list here as far as what we know on Saturday and tell you who's in, who's out, and who we still don't know about. And it's a pretty long list. So let's get started. Out, unfortunately. But maybe it's a good thing. Puka Nacua is not playing, and that just makes sense. It's an overseas game. Don't know if he has Tunny and then they're on bye next week, so Puka is out. So we were talking just now earlier because we know we're going to get the weather questions because the Cleveland-Miami game has been dubbed as like a hurricane level thing. It's like, okay, come on. But there is going to be some rain in London, which is pretty typical. There's a little bit of wind. And with no Puka, is this good for Devontae Adams or just bad for the offense?
Well, it's always bad for the offense. I mean, you want perfect weather, perfect conditions, like what we had on Thursday night. Although maybe it was like a little chilly, but it wasn't bad, right? The weather was perfect. Too bad defense. This is what you want, right? That's what you always want. Now we're going to have, overseas game, is always weird because these teams have to, travel. I mean, if you've ever flown overseas or even flown any significant distance, you know how much it messes you up. So these teams have to fly there. Well, I guess, yeah, they both had to fly there this week. They're probably not as sharp as they normally are. But the fact that Puka's out has to be good for Adams. I mean, I don't see how it can't be good for Adams. Plus the Jags, they definitely are pretty weak against like those outside number one wide receivers. So I'm not too worried about. I mean, it's the weather report here is rain looks highly likely. Wembley Stadium has a partially retractable roof, which keeps the fans dry but not the field. I mean, rain. I'm not too worried about rain.
Yeah, it's typical London weather. Honestly, it's what it is. The real question, I know I can say I know I'm staring at the very first super chat that we already have on here. Jordan Whittington is on it. Is this a sneaky start, or is this like thinking too hard?
Well, I mean, it could be a sneaky start. I mean, for sure. So, but at the same time, could also, end up being a major bust. These guys are always tricky. Plus, what's the latest on Tutu Atwell? Is Tutu Atwell playing?
Yeah, well, actually, that's the other thing. I've seen some people say, well, it's Tutu. He's the one who benefits because he kind of takes over that role. He had a hamstring injury, I think, a week ago. He missed, but I think he's on track to play. So this is where it gets tricky. Like, is it Tutu? Is it Whittington? Is it like they each do a little bit, but not a lot? And of course, we don't know. What do you see? Is Tutu playing? I didn't think he was out.
Let's see if he's playing. I do think Whittington is the direct. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find anything. But I do think Whittington is the direct Puka replacement. But that being said, he's not going to replace Puka, if that makes sense. Like, they're not going to run the offense through Jordan Whittington like they do Puka Nacua. Like, yes, he'll be the one that, like, because Tutu Atwell is that deep play, vertical speed guy. Devontae Adams is the X wide receiver. And then Puka's the guy that they use all sorts of different ways, right? Like slot, outside, inside, motion, all that stuff. So, like, Whittington's fine, but I'm not going to say Whittington's my favorite desperation start this week.
It's a good way to put it. All right. Just want to know where you're at with it. And look, Tutu, I'm finding he's not even on the injury report. So he's playing. So that's what makes it tricky. If Tutu is out, I'd be a little more all in on Whittington. But got to remember, too, Puka's like 6'2", looks more like 6'3", and Tutu Atwell is like 5'9". Not the same guy. All right, let's continue with the bad news. Terry McLaurin, just when you had some hope, he is not playing. Limited practice and then not practicing, and now he's just out this week. And then let's continue with the Commanders. Debo is questionable. He said that heel is definitely bothering him. Cannot feel great about Debo. And then Zach Ertz is also questionable. Does that make Jaden Daniels questionable if all three of these guys miss?
No, I mean, we saw last week with Debo looking very limited and no Terry, he was fine. I mean, Jaden Daniels runs. He's too good to bench. Too good to bench. Against the Cowboys? No way.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. No, I can't think of any other. Like last week, it was like, well, Matt Stafford gets Baltimore. Well, that didn't wind up being a good matchup. Don't overthink it, right? Some of these fringe quarterbacks with decent matchups, you don't start them over a guy like Jaden Daniels. But if you're looking for a deep league option, or you're looking for your, like your little DFS picks or underdog or something, Chris Moore might be a guy who makes a big play against the Cowboys. And of course, there's Luke McCaffrey, but those are some options. All right, Garrett Wilson, he is out, and it sounds like it might be a couple of weeks before he's back. I'm not gonna go there with Josh Reynolds and say the same thing, but I guess he's the number one receiver there, isn't he?
I guess.
Technically, he has to be. Calvin Ridley is out. Josh Downs, just when we thought he was looking like a good pickup, concussion, he is out. Of course, Ricky Pearsall is out. I just do the 49ers here. Pearsall's out. Purdy's out again. But George Kittle is in, and it sounds like Juwan Jennings is also in. So I think the only thing that matters here is, what does this mean for Kendrick Bourne?
I like Kendrick Bourne this week. I mean, I'd like him more if Kittle was out, but it's still like Juwan Jennings, we know, is far, far, far from 100% right now. So I think Kendrick Bourne's another good start this week.
It's kind of surprised Jennings was ruled in already, right? Figured this would be like a game time decision or something, but I'm a little leery like you. So I think that's all the Niners. I'm sure someone else will get injured while we're talking. Unfortunately, here Brock Bowers still out. So yeah, drafting early tight end doesn't look like a winning move yet, although Kittle is back. David Njoku is also out, so definitely high on Harold Fannin. And I think I got to say, too, everyone, it's almost too obvious, right? Judkins going to smash, right? Judkins against that Miami defense. But Harold Fannin, right, he's got to be in a great spot, too.
Yeah, I think Harold Fannin should smash as well. I know a lot of people are like, well, what about the weather? Like, I don't think the wind's going to affect throws of 5 yards to Harold Fannin. Like, I think Harold Fannin borderline a must-start tight end this week.
I agree. And this plays perfectly into Dylan Gabriel's game. Just throw it right away to the big tight end. Amari DeMarcado is out for what it's worth. And Christian Watson, we're going to have to wait another week. He's not back. All right. Questionables. Well, Kyler Murray, once again, it sounds like this might come down to the wire. But Marvin Harrison is in. He cleared protocol. He's good to go. And then let's see. One I think that should definitely be concerning, although I don't know if it means he's not going to play. Josh Jacobs is listed as questionable, but it sounds like this is an illness. Is that it?
Well, it sounds like an illness and a calf, so we'll have to definitely keep an eye on this one. I mean, I think if Jacobs plays, you still got to roll Jacobs out there. Just too good to bench.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, hopefully he plays. Just keep an eye on this, but he is listed questionable. DeAndre Swift also questionable. Had some sort of issue they said was not practice related. So I don't know what the deal is, but keep an eye on DeAndre Swift coming off his best game. Let's see. Darnell Mooney, forever questionable. Jacoby Myers with that mystery injury. Can't feel great. I mean, what if Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers now misses his first game? If they're both out, does this make anybody on the Raiders viable, or is you just avoiding this whole offense basically other than Genty?
I mean, you could take a chance on Trey Tucker, I guess. I mean, maybe Jack Besh, but that feels very desperate right now.
If it was a better matchup, maybe, but yeah, against the Chiefs, not good. Let's see what else here. Thon Haskins is questionable. Hate to see it. Stephon Diggs is listed as questionable. Got to keep an eye on that. And then probably the biggest one, which is going to be the toughest one because they play on Monday. Is Mike Evans going to play? What about Emeka Egbuka? Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but surprisingly, Emeka Egbuka practiced today out of nowhere. Now, it does sound not good for Egbuka here. Like they're saying game time decision. They're going to check him pregame. The Bucs are 5-1. Do they really need to put Egbuka out there and risk, making it worse? I don't think so. I really don't think Egbuka's playing. Evans, I feel like, is on the good side of questionable here. But again, it's Monday night. So what are you going to do if an hour before kickoff, they're like, sorry, he can't go yet, and you don't have another option? Like, what are you going to do? So I don't want to bench Evans this week if I can help it, but you might have to if you have better options, just not take the chance. I feel like every week we have this on Monday night. Can we get a Monday night slate where everybody is healthy, please? Is that too much to ask?
It is way too much to ask in the NFL. It's probably never going to happen. And I would like to say, well, there's a good option. Like, you got a good fallback. What if Evans doesn't play, but you had him in your lineup and you can pick up, it used to be Sterling Shepard, but now it's like Cameron Johnson or somebody. But the problem is, if everybody else on your roster has already played on Sunday, who do you drop to get that player? You're going to have to drop Mike Evans, and I'm not doing that. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I will say I agree with you. I feel like Evans is trending towards playing. I'm going to kind of assume he is, and I doubt Egbuka is playing. I think this might be a trap. So I'm not holding out for Egbuka.
No.
You don't have to hold out for these guys. They are in. Here's the good news. We always end on a positive note, and it is CeeDee Lamb He is back. No questions here. If you got CeeDee Lamb, just don't ask. Don't ask about CeeDee Lamb. No CeeDee Lamb questions. He's playing. You play him. That's it. And then, well, I hate to say it, but I don't think everyone's happy that Chuba Hubbard is playing. He's back. He's active. What is the deal here? We know we talked about this a couple days ago, Canales, and they're like, yeah, we know who the starting running back is, but we're not going to tell you.
I still think Rico is the guy you want here. He's the guy I'm starting. But you can't feel as good, of course, because it's not like Chuba. Even if they say Rico's the starting running back, like, does that mean Rico is getting 60, 70% of the touches and Chuba's barely going to touch the ball now? I mean, look, let's not forget, they just paid Chuba a bunch of money. So it's not like they don't like Chuba.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Rico's been so good that I got to think he's the guy they're going to give first crack. But the real worry for me here, I mean, I don't want to say real worry, but like how I could see this going wrong for Chuba is, again, it's the Jets. That defense has been better lately. I know we still have this mindset of like, oh, Jets terrible defense. But you look at the last 2 weeks, they have not given up a ton. J.K. Dobbins, they shut J.K. Dobbins down last week, and he'd been running really well. What if Rico Dowdle is not, going for 200 scrimmage yards early in the game, and Chuba is somehow looking a little bit better? Do we see it as the game goes on? Maybe go the other way where they go with the hot hand kind of approach, right? It's like, well, Chuba's running better. I don't know. I mean, I can't see the future. I'm just saying you can't feel as good about Rico, but at the same time, I think you still got to take a chance on Rico
here. Yeah. We're generally saying Rico is still a solid start. There's risk, though, right? The floor is low. Put it that way. There's risk. So for what it's worth, Chuba is back. We'll see how much he's used. Also, this is definitely good news. Everyone is happy to see Jalen Coker back because everybody loves Jalen Coker. He is in. Let's see what happens. And last but not least, got Alvin Kamara. He's good to go. No issues after being questionable earlier in the week. And DJ Moore, despite the concern after last Monday's game, he is clear. He is good. So maybe he staves off the Luther Burden takeover for another week.
Maybe.
All right. So that's the injury report for today. And things will still change. Had a bunch of players there still listed as questionable. That's why we stream on Sunday morning. So tomorrow, 3 hours before kickoff of week 7 is going to be our stream again. We're going to talk about everybody who's in and out and give you the latest. And of course, answer your questions once again, as we always do. And the other thing we're going to do is answer your questions here and answer them on DraftLane. But first, a reminder that if you haven't signed up yet for Underdog, you should do it now because you still get the gimme pick. Right? If you're a new customer on Underdog, you get a free pick. And this week it's Michael Penix Jr. just getting a yard. All right, Michael Penix does something, you win that pick, and you get that free pick. And you can combine it with any other pick, and you will also get some bonus funds. But don't forget, you have to use code ENDGAME when you sign up, because when you first sign up as a new customer on Underdog, use code ENDGAME, you get that free pick we just showed you, and up to $1,000 of bonus cash in your account just for making a deposit. And let's put those together. You use your pick, you spend at least $5, combine it with any other pick, and you get more bonus funds. It's $100 extra just put straight into your account. Again, all you have to do is sign up using code ENDGAME, put some money in there, make a pick, use the free pick, get more free money. It's a good deal. And oh wait, cannot forget about Boostober, because still for the next couple of weeks, every day in the month of October, you're getting profit boosts, unlimited 30% boosts. That means it's not just one and done. Oh, I used it. Boostober's over. Boostober is never over until October 31st. Then it's over. But for the rest of this month, again, unlimited 30% profit boosts. So this is the time to go ahead and make those picks and get them in there. So make sure you use code ENDGAME when you sign up. You can also use code ENDGAME to sign up for DraftLane. DraftLane is our app. And so we're going to show you what it looks like here. We do have some questions on there that we need to get to. So we're going to show you exactly how this works. So you go to the settings wheel, by the way, and use code ENDGAME right here. and you get 10 free credits to use towards your first couple of questions on DraftLane. So once you get on there, you're gonna have a little conversation bubble, and then you can ask a question. You can do start sit. You can do waiver wire trades. We've done a bunch of those all week. Let's try a start sit. How about that? Oh, should we do? We got a Dodgers fan. Dodgers looks like possibly on the way to the World Series. We'll see. Okay, so this is the roster, and we're just going to see what's what. Got Bo Nix, Romadunze, T. Higgins. So that was nice.
Nice.
CMC, Bill, Kittle, Walker. Flexing Walker here.
Okay. Did you see that Mike McDonald, or not Mike, Clint Kubiak saying they may give Kenneth Walker the ball more finally?
Okay, well, here's what I saw. I saw because I think that he was asked about it, right? Like he didn't come out and say like we want to give Walker the ball. I think didn't they ask him about it?
Yes.
And he was like, "Yeah, we got to give Ken the ball more." They're like, "Oh yeah, we got to do what's best, whatever." It's like, but we're not going to forget about Charbonnet, and don't forget about George Holani. I'm like, okay, that's it. Ken, he's done. He's done. Like,
come on.
I don't know. I can wait feeling worse.
Has to mention George Holani because he's on the team. How many touches does George Holani have this year? Like 5 total?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I came away from that feeling worse because I feel like there's a reason they're specifically limiting Walker's touches. I think they're just like trying to keep him healthy because he always gets hurt. I feel like after that foot injury in the preseason, they're just like, look, you will not touch the ball more than 12 times a game ever. So I don't know. I mean, even if they do, I feel like it's like, okay, we'll ramp you up to 15 this game. But we're still going to pull you at the goal line. I don't know. You like Walker this week?
I mean, no, it's not. It's also like not a great matchup here for the.
What about Rico? There's the Rico risk.
Yeah, there's a Rico risk. Man,
you liked Mondre.
Yeah, okay, I like Ramondre, but I don't know if I like him. I mean, I would play Ramondre over Kenneth Walker, honestly. I don't know if I'd play Ramondre over Rico though.
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably should just go Rico and keep rolling with it and see how he does.
Yeah, I just don't know about if I can do it with Walker. And the thing too is it's a super tough matchup against the Texans. I don't think this is the week that I feel good about Kenny Walker. Any other changes here? Obviously, Kittle is good. We're good with that. We got Keenan Allen, Matthew Golden on the bench. Well, we're not changing this.
No.
That's it?
I think so.
All right. And here we go. Walker in a tough matchup. So this is where we don't just say start this guy, sit this guy. We always give you that feedback, the personal comments to let you know if there's anything else we notice. Walker in a tough matchup. Let's see if Rico can keep it going. All right. That's it. It's as easy as it works. You can go ahead and ask your questions at any time on the DraftLane app. It's a free download. And then if you use code ENDGAME right here in the promo code section, you get 10 free credits. You can ask anytime. All right, we'll get back to that a little bit later, but we do need to get to our super chats. So here we go. Jordan Whittington. In Lucero wants to know about Whittington, Burden, or Io Manor.
I mean, I might just go Whittington here. Like Burden, Io Manor. I'll just take a chance on Whittington and see what happens.
I might go Burden if DJ Moore was out. He's not out. And like it's a good matchup, but we still don't know about target share. Io Manor is the number one guy now. Remember, Calvin Ridley is out. He's still on the Titans. So I'm agree. Let's take a chance on the Whittington game, right? And then what about Monty Kamara?
I'm gonna go Kamara here. This is not a great matchup for Monty again. Kamara, if nothing else, I was looking into it because, of course, for today's video, Kamara's caught 4+ passes. been catching passes recently, getting the targets. So I think it's a game against the Bears where they're going to be playing from behind against the Bears. I could see Kamara having a good game. And I know the Bears did a good job against Bill last week, but they've been a terrible run defense this year. I'm going to go Kamara here.
Yeah, I agree. Monty doesn't seem to have a super high ceiling this week. Let's go Kamara. All right, but our first actual question was from a member, Elijah Ledesma. This was from last night. Being offered Jahmyr Gibbs and Igbuka
Wow.
for JT and Nico.
I think I have to take JT and Nico here.
Yeah.
I mean, JT's been better than Gibbs. Will it continue? Who knows? But he's been better. Look, Igbuka's hurt. Igbuka's almost certainly not playing this week. Maybe he plays next week, but Evan's back. I'm just going to take JT and Nico here.
Agree. This doesn't give you an advantage in any way. So think of it this way. Think about the other perspective. Why is this guy offering you this? Because he thinks it's better for him. So I don't think it helps your team. You're taking on injury risk and not getting more upside. KP. Tough week, needs help. Half PPR, needs 2 receivers, 1 running back, and a flex. BTJ, JMO, Whittington, Cameron Johnson, Jennings, Hendo Kendre, and you're welcome.
All right. I think BTJ has to be your first wide receiver. I mean, I don't love Jamison Williams, but I don't think I could put like Whittington, Cameron Johnson, definitely not Jennings. I don't think I could put those guys over Jamison at home against the Bucks and what should be a shootout. I'm going to go BTJ Jamison here. Running back is going to be, oh God, I guess Kendre Miller against the Bears. I mean, Henderson. I'm going to go Kendre Miller here, I guess.
Yeah, I think Kendre Miller. It's just not. It doesn't look like it's happening for Henderson yet. Maybe it will. It could still happen. It should still happen, but not yet. All right, let's go to Alex Sanchez. Bench 1. Genty, Judkins, Rico.
Look, I know a lot of people are nervous about Genty. It is a tough matchup this week, but I don't think I can bench Genty. I'm going to bench Rico here.
Right.
With Chuba back.
Yeah, this one this week is pretty easy. Genty gets all the touches. Rico now is not. That's it. Now, for Rico, I guess, would you start him in Superflex over Bryce Young?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not excited for Bryce Young this week, but he's good enough. He's good enough as a Superflex quarterback here.
Right. All right, Jay. Fannin or Waller? Same matchup, same weather.
I think you got to go Fannin now with Njoku out. I mean, Dylan K. Like I talked about it on today's video. Like Fannin and Njoku in the 2 games with Dylan Gabriel have combined for like 15 catches, 100 and almost 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Every other pass catcher has like 17 catches for like 130 yards and no touch. Like you got to go Fannin. Dylan Gabriel can only throw the ball to big targets close to the line of scrimmage. And especially with the weather, I think that just helps Fannin, honestly.
Exactly. This Fannin now becomes a strong start. Not must, but strong with no Njoku. And then Booty or McCaffrey?
Well, look, did we talk about Diggs? Diggs questionable with a chest injury.
It's true. It's going to come down to injuries, basically, because McLaurin's out. We don't know about Debo.
My only worry with by the way, and like everybody meant to bring this up, everybody like worried about the Miami game. The New England Patriots Tennessee game has the exact same weather, but I haven't heard anybody talking about it. Gusty winds, sustained 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts 30. It's like the exact same weather worries about the Miami, but no one cares because people weren't blowing it out of proportions like 50, 60 mile per hour wind. So I don't really love the passing attack in that Titans game. And the Titans have actually been more of a run funnel.
Uh-oh. I think Chris just dropped. All right. We'll get him back. I'm gonna agree with everything that he said, but exactly what you were saying. This comes down to injuries. Look, it's either going to be if Stephon Diggs is ruled out. I'm not expecting him to be ruled out. If Diggs is out, then yeah, I think I do want. I think I want Booty. I don't know.
It just said something went wrong. Try again.
Yeah, it happens. It's the weather. Probably like 50-mile-per-hour winds in your area.
Yeah. There's not a cloud in the sky. The trees aren't moving. I don't know.
No, definitely not in California.
Bandit.
I hate to say you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow for the injury report. I don't expect Diggs to miss necessarily. If he does, I think you got to go Booty. If Debo is out, I think I would prefer McCaffrey. So ask again later. Can we say that? Derek Gonzalez, Rico, Chuba, McConkey, QJ, Monty, Bourne, Spears needs 1, 1, and 1.
All right, Lad's going to be my wide receiver. I think you still got to go Dowdle at running back. What's the latest on QJ? Did we talk about QJ? Is he in?
Yeah, I don't think he's even on the injury list.
It's a good matchup for the Chargers. Can I really put Bourne in over QJ? I don't know. I think I'm going to go QJ. And if you don't want all Chargers here, I guess Bourne is fine as the flex. But it's definitely Ladd and Rico at running back, and then it's either QJ Bourne at the flex.
Well, I think if Jennings was out, I would go Bourne, but he's in and Kittle is in. So I'm like, okay, we can pump the brakes a little bit on Kendrick Bourne, the Bourne supremacy. So let's do QJ. All right, Moises has a couple of questions. Love the comment. Thank you, Moises. Please advise a receiver and a flex. There's Bourne, Golden, JMO, Henderson, Taylor, Spears.
I think you got to go Golden and Jameson here. I don't honestly in PPR. I don't mind flexing Mason Taylor. Garrett Wilson out. The Panthers get shredded by tight ends. They don't get pressure, so Fields should not have a hard time in the pocket this week. But can I flex them over wide receivers like Golden and Jameson? I don't think so. I think I'm going to go Golden Jameson here.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. And then a 10-teamer, 2 receivers in a flex. Nico Olave, Worthy, Walker, Dobbins, Myers.
I think you got to go Nico, Worthy, Dobbins.
Yeah, this one much easier. And then saying he has Coker, someone dropped Golden.
Yeah, I would rather have Golden than Coker.
Anything, would you drop RG Harvey? No, I would drop Coker before I dropped Harvey.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. How about John Wickering? Needs flex help. White, Swift, Bourne, Pollard. Is Cooper Kupp worth pickup? No.
I mean, nah, I don't think so. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to go Rachaad White here at the flex. Rachaad White should be fine again this week. I know. Lions are. I mean, he's had like 2 really tough matchups in a row, and he's come through. I don't see why he can't come through against the Lions.
Yeah, Bucky is. I guess I didn't mention it. I think it was just assumed. Bucky is out again. Godwin is out again. Nothing new. Those guys are definitely out. We don't know about Evans. We don't know about Igbuka. Can't imagine Igbuka plays, but it's possible. White is still getting all the touches. He's going to be involved, so I like White. Swift is questionable. As far as Kupp, I mean, are you really putting Kupp ever over those guys in your lineup? Like maybe when Pearsall comes back, you can drop Kendrick Bourne, but nah, I'd rather have Kendrick Bourne at this point. Sam Piazza. Okay, Drake May or Caleb Williams?
I like Caleb this week against that Saints defense. Look, we talked about it all last week. They've allowed at least 2 touchdowns to every QB, and then we were like, well, like Drake May's fine, right? Drake May's good, but there's guys we like better, and Drake May went off. It's just I'm not doing that again. I'm not making that mistake again. Caleb's been good. He's running. They've allowed 2 or more touchdowns to every quarterback they've faced this year. Why won't it be Caleb? I'm going Caleb.
Agree. The receivers are all healthy. Caleb Williams in a good spot. Just go with it. I mean, Drake Bay is obviously in a good spot against the Titans, but may not have to pass the ball too much. That's the only issue. And Sam already dropped. This was right afterwards. Thank you. Agree. Like and subscribe. Neglected to mention, but now we're a half hour in. If you haven't subscribed yet, you guys watch the channel. If you've ever watched the channel, you're watching it right now, obviously. Otherwise, you can hear what I'm saying. Hit the subscribe button. Help us out. We're on the way to 100K. We want to get there this season. We want you to be a part of it. All right. So hit that subscribe button and thumbs up if you're watching. All right. Bert giving a shout out to the DraftLane trade tool. That's right. I've seen it on there a couple of times. So wants to know now that he's been using the trade tool on DraftLane, how does the current team look? You got JD, JSN, QJ, Golden, Terry Burton, Downs, Coker, Gibbs, Javonte, Bill, Jones, Waller, and Joku.
I mean, running back's pretty solid here. I do still like Bill. I think we're going to see a better Bill this week. So I like your running backs there. Obviously, QB's fine or good. I mean, really good with JD. Tight end's fine. Not sure you need to hold in Joku through a knee injury, but it's okay, I guess. Wide receivers, I mean, look, JSN's been awesome. Behind him, it gets a little dicey here. I mean, hopefully Terry comes back soon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, but I mean, even with Terry back, it's like JSN, Terry, QJ, and then we got Golden, Burden, Downs, Coker. Like, I don't love the wide receivers necessarily. So I'm going to give it like a 8.25 because the running backs are probably strong enough to offset the not elite wide receivers.
Yeah, this team kind of needs Terry back, especially because you have JD. So yeah, I can go 8.25 once that happens. For now, it's more like an 8. I mean, if we get early season QJ back or something like that, that helps too. I'm not sure if we're getting that back. So still good though, still good. Mike just wants to drop, by the way, speaking of all the videos we put out, was feeling really good going against the Saints and Stevenson. And then Chris is like, no, those guys are going to go off and kill you.
All right, hold on. It's not a boom video, but it's like flexes with, it's like a flexes that could have, good games this week. I'm not sure Kamara, Stevenson, and Shaheed are all going to kill you, but they all have upside. I think they all have upside this week in their matchups. Maybe I need to be more clear on that video. Like these are not must starts or booms. These are flexes.
Well, it doesn't have must start in the title. That's a different video. Yeah. I think he's mixing them up. We do have a must start boom video. I know those guys weren't on there, but that's different.
Yeah, we didn't put those guys on there.
No. Ian Rankin. All right. Dart or Darnold?
Like I know Darnold has a tough matchup, but Dart has a tougher matchup on the road against the Broncos. Like I'm starting Darnold here still.
I'm very worried about Darnold this week, but I'm also very worried about Dart. So in this case, I will go Darnold and take the floor, whatever he gives me. I have to say though, I guess I still get flashbacks, like Darnold used to see ghosts. I still see flashbacks of like New York Jets version of Sam Darnold. I was way too low on him coming into the season. Obviously, I was like, I'm worried about this passing offense. Is he going to thrive? He's been good. I mean, he's been good all season, which is why JSN is like the number one receiver. And then he traded Pittman, Evans, and Pacheco for Tet and Pitts.
I mean, I think I prefer Pittman, Evans, and Pacheco, but look, if Tet can get it going here, this might not be too bad for you. But yeah, I think I would have just preferred Pittman and Evans, honestly.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, like Evans, Tet, okay, maybe that's close. I think I actually might prefer just Evans straight up, but it's close. But then you're like Pittman for like what? Yeah, I just don't know about Pitts. Zachary Mudd. All right. With Lamb back, that means you're starting Lamb, Jason, and Odunze. That's pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
It's pretty hard to beat. So who is the second flex, Bill or Waddle? Okay, so are you worried about Waddle, who, of course, I put on the boom video, the actual boom video, and then the next day, you're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be like 50-mile-per-hour winds and storms, and no one will be able to pass the ball. Like, okay, great.
But that's not even
But
going
that's
to be
not,
the case. I think I still go. I do like Bill this week. I will be honest. I like Bill. I wanted to put Bill on the booms again, but I'm like, are we just looking desperate here? Like, are we just looking desperate if we just go back to the well with Bill? Like, okay, this week he's gonna boot. Like, God, this, like we're those people who are like every year say like, Derrick Henry's gonna bust or whatever, and then finally they're right, and it's like, told you. It's like, are we looking desperate like that? So I don't know. Bill Waddle, it is close. It is close for me. I mean, if you want to play it safer and not worry about the weather, I guess go Bill. Although there's weather in that Chicago game too, although it probably won't affect the look. It sounds like Saints, Chicago, Cleveland, Miami, and New England, Tennessee all have similar weather concerns. But of course, no one has talked about those other games for some reason. I guess because people weren't worried about 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, which none of those games are going to have that. But I guess if you want to play it safer, you can go Bill. But if we learned anything from last week, is that really safe? Is Bill really safe?
He's not safe. It's almost mind-boggling how he didn't have a bigger game, right? I mean, it was close throughout. They were able to run the ball. Debo was hurt, barely involved. Chicago has like the worst run defense outside of maybe Miami, and yet he didn't have a big game. I'm kind of not sure why, honestly. I don't know what happened. I guess I'll just say Bill is sort of safer. I don't know. I don't want to say because of the weather, but maybe just go Bill. All right, guess who's back? He drops in every once a year, I feel like at this point. Adrian Baca. What's up, Adrian? One of the OGs. Good morning. Needs a running back. Wants to make a trade for Bill or Etienne. I'm willing to part with Shakir, but they want a Dunze. That's a big difference.
Yeah, this feels like one of those trades where neither side is willing to give up what's necessary to make this trade happen. Like you're trying to give up Shakir, which, with all due respect, Adrian, not enough, not nearly enough for Bill or Etienne. But then they want Odunze, which, with all due respect to your league mate, is way too much. You guys need to try to meet in the middle here. I don't know who you have. I don't want to say you're probably not going to meet in the middle because in my experience, when you have things like this, you probably don't ever meet in the middle because the middle doesn't exist here, right? Like one of you feels like the middle is Khalil Shakir and one of you feels like the middle is Odunze, and really the middle is somewhere in between. So I don't know who else you have to offer, but don't trade Odunze just to get one of those running backs.
Yeah, so if you have a receiver who is somewhere in between, who's not as good as Odunze but better than Shakir, maybe that's possible. Or you could always try. I don't know if they want. Of course, they want Odunze. Are they completely rejecting Shakir? Like, I don't want that guy. If so, then oh well. But if they're willing to take him, you could say Shakir plus a bench player. Like maybe that'll do it. Basic money. Swift or Pittman at the flex in half? Yeah, Downs is out.
Well, man. Yeah, Downs being out definitely improves Pittman here. I actually I don't mind Swift this week against the Saints.
He's questionable, though.
Yeah, he has been questionable with some kind of injury. Man. I mean, even with Downs out, I don't love Pittman this week. It's not a good schematic matchup for him, but I guess with Downs out, you probably have to go Pittman here.
The matchup does favor Swift, but yeah, I think Pittman gets a bump. I think Pittman was going to be fine anyways. I feel like, what we say. Guy's been down for 2 straight weeks. Just a matter of time. He's going to go off. I think he's due. I feel like he's due. This is the Pittman week. All right, so Cody, interesting question. But before you answer this question, let me show you the next part to this question. I feel like I need an insurance policy for Mike Evans. Okay, we talked about this actually at the very beginning. Got Shepard, Cameron Johnson, or Tez Johnson. Or do I just start Breece Hall?
I mean, you probably are better off just starting Breece Hall. I mean, I like Evans significantly more than Breece Hall this week if Evans plays, but maybe here not risk it. Unless we hear something like overnight or tomorrow morning, like, yeah, Evans is good. Evans is playing. He's good to go. Then maybe I wait and just play Evans. But if it's still looking like pregame decision, right? Because I don't mind Cameron Johnson, especially if Evans is out. But I mean, I think I would just prefer Breece here.
Yeah, at least like I was saying, you have that fallback option, okay, but at the end of the day, you're really going to be glad you started Cameron Johnson over Breece Hall. I don't know. So wait till tomorrow, and then if you're sweating it, you can go Breece. I think that's fine. Jay, if Igbuka plays, also have Pickens, Ladd, and Sutton, who would you bench? In this case, I wouldn't hold out. I would just sit Igbuka.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking very doubtful for Igbuka anyways, and you have 3 other good options. I think the one I'm benching here is Ladd, but I don't really want to bench any. But I am not benching Sutton this week. Even with CeeDee back, I don't want to bench Pickens yet. I think I'm going to bench Ladd here.
Yeah, I don't expect Igbuka to play. I wouldn't hold out for him, definitely. I would just keep Igbuka on the bench. All right, Alexis Aguilar is tuned for league mate, wants a better receiver. He has Evans, T-Mac, or Nico. He wants Judkins for T-Mac. He countered with T-Mac and Worthy for Judkins and DJ. I would take Judkins for T-Mac, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would probably take Judkins for T-Mac. I'm wondering about the other one. I mean, if you can get T-Mac and Worthy for Judkins and DJ Moore, I'd do that. But again, this is okay. I know I've been railing on trade. It's like, I guess, a fantasy football pet peeve of mine. Why can't we just accept fair trades? Why do we always have to try to eke out a little more from our trade partners? You know what I mean? Why does it have to go from Judkins for T-Mac? This is another thing that frustrates me. Let's say somebody offers me a trade of let's say you offered me, or I offered you Judkins for T-Mac. I'm like, hey, I need a running back. How does it work here? He's got Evan. Okay, I need a wide receiver. You need a running back. I'll give you Judkins. You give me T-Mac. That seems pretty fair.
It's fair.
And then you come back with, no, give me 2 of your good wide receivers. Why? Why do we have to do this? Why did this always happens? It's so frustrating. It's I honestly try to send out trades that are as fair as possible, or I'm even losing them, and then I still get counters like this, and it's just it just makes me not even want to bother. It's just reject, done, moving on. Why can't we just take Judkins for T-Mac? Why is that? Why can't we just take that? Cannot just have a fair trade. It's I gotta win. I gotta win the trade. I gotta win the trade. No, it could just be a fair trade. It's okay. So if he'll give you T-Mac and Worthy for Judkins and DJ Moore, take that and run. Maybe he will.
But that's the thing is, which is kind of weird. He's saying I countered with. He's giving up T-Mac and Worthy, so I wouldn't do that. I don't want DJ Moore. I would just take Judkins for T-Mac.
Wait, you counter with that? So you went from a fair trade to an unfair trade? Wait, that's even worse.
I know. Well, look, if we felt better about DJ Moore, maybe. Look, just do Judkins for T-Mac. It's fair. It's fine. It's fine. But I know. Hey, look, and because we play in the same leagues for Dynasty, there's certain people you just know. There's no point. I just know. You're going to try to give me things you don't want for the thing that you want. And that's all you're going to do. So I was just don't bother.
Exactly. Don't bother.
Billy Joe. Help. Can only start 3 of these receivers. Okay, so in this case, you just
in this case, you don't need to risk it with Evans.
Right.
You have 3 very good receivers. Don't even risk it with Evans.
Yeah. This one is pretty simple. Don't worry about it. Jinrail. Oh. Which Panthers receiver? Running back. Chuba or Dowdle? We've been saying Dowdle.
Yeah, I think you got to give Dowdle the shot this week.
Yeah. Marenda Natera. Welcome back. All right, here's the offer. Mason, J-Mo, and Darnold for Daniels and Addison.
I mean, I'm not sure which side you're getting here. I probably just want the Daniels Addison side just to get Daniels. I don't think it's a bad offer, though. I mean, Darnold's been good. Mason Jameson for Addison feels pretty fine. But I think I want the Daniels side. Just give me the Daniels side. I'll just take the best player in the deal here.
Yeah, I like the Daniel side for sure. This is a good time. I mean, this is smart. Mason and JMO to package them to get a. It's not like a big upgraded receiver, but it's a solid receiver. I think that's good. I think that's good. Alexander's channel, Pickens or Judkins?
I think. Oh man.
I
have Judkins higher. I'm going Judkins. I know, like, there's a part of me that almost like with Stafford last week, like it's too good to be true.
Too obvious. Yeah.
Too obvious. But it's too good to be true. It's too obvious. CeeDee back. I think I'm going Judkins.
You got to go Judkins. I know everyone's on all over that. It's too obvious, but you got to go with it. You can't. I don't think you can sit Judkins. Which is funny because I was looking at the weather. We're trying to figure out what's going on with the weather, and there's like, it's not a fancy site. It was like the Weather Channel or some weather site, and they're like, well, this could favor the running game, with the weather. And it's like, if you need a number 3 running back, you could look to Judkins. I was like, you don't play fantasy, do you? He's not a number 3 running back this week. Daniel Jones or Stafford?
I'm going to go Daniel Jones this week. Stafford's fine. I expect Stafford to be better than last week, but with no Puka, yeah, I'm just going to go Danny Dimes.
In that weather. Michael Cazares. Trade London before Mooney comes back.
Look, this is not the same as trading Pickens before CeeDee Lamb comes back. This is Darnell Mooney. I'm not worried about Mooney. Like, if you want to trade London, that's fine. But I'm not trading London just because I'm worried that Mooney's coming back. If you're like, hey, I'm stacked at wide receiver and I need a stud running back and I want to trade Drake London for, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Ashton Genty. Okay, fine. Devon Achane, fine. But I'm not trading London just because I'm worried about Mooney.
Look, not having Mooney there, okay, maybe has made London from a great receiver to an elite receiver in terms of target share. Guarantee you it's not the reason Drake London is going off, though. I'm not trading London, like you said, unless I'm getting an elite running back. As we go down to the other questions, all right, this is better. This is Alexis. Somehow, instead of Worthy, it has become Vidal. It's not T-Mac and Worthy, it's T-Mac and Vidal.
I mean, I think that's fine. That's fine. Like, but I don't understand. Like, I guess you just really want DJ Moore, so I guess that's fine. You really want DJ Moore. I don't think anybody's like, I don't think him or her having to give up DJ Moore is going to be a deal breaker here with what we've seen from DJ Moore so far.
No, I'd just take Judkins straight up, but It's fine. All right, DSK Risk 1995, 2 receivers and a flex: Sutton, QJ, BTJ, Waddle. So who sits here?
I think here QJ sits. I like BTJ. I still like Waddle with the weather. I definitely like Sutton. If you're worried about the weather, I could play QJ over Waddle. I don't dislike QJ this week or anything.
We love Sutton this week. I think BTJ is looking like a good option. I'm not going to demote Waddle that much because of the weather. So I would sit QJ. Molly has a request for you. Can you put it into the universe that King Henry and Stevenson will have killer games, like better than Chase?
Well, I can't put it out into the universe for King Henry because he's not playing this week.
Right.
But let's go. Ramondre Stevenson, 200 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns this week. Because I don't know. How do you get better than Chase? What do you have, like 16 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown? And it should have been better. He dropped a touchdown. He dropped like 2 other passes. Like, Dude, this guy could have had like a 50-point game this week. Insane.
Yeah. Well, there it is. It's in the universe, I think. Sort of.
Fortunately, I can't help you with King Henry. He's not playing. I don't think he's
No,
gonna be better
definitely
than
not going to happen there. That would be beyond the dark arts to make that happen. Dennis needs 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Gibbs, Kyron, Judkins, Bill, Lamb, London, Sutton.
I think you got to go Gibbs, Judkins. We might be flexing Kyron here. Let's see. You got to go. Oh man, maybe not. Lamb, London, Sutton. So. Nah. All right. Gibbs, Judkins, Lamb, London, Sutton. It is.
Yeah, you're behind 30. I know you got chased, but you're in a good spot. I have to say, I don't feel too bad about your chances. And then Goddard or Fannin, it's probably Fannin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to go Fannin.
All right. Brandon, Michael or Mikel, Allen on bye. So you go Darnold or Dimes. I'm assuming that's Dimes, not Mac Jones. I guess it could be.
Yeah. If it's Mac Jones, I'd probably go Darnold. If it's Daniel Jones, which I assume it is, I'll go Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Daniel Jones, Richard Anapolsky. All right. Here we go. Here's where the money's made. Start 2. 2-2. Luke McCaffrey, Sterling Shepard, Juwan Jennings.
Oh man. I'm gonna go Luke McCaffrey 1. I mean, I don't even feel great about Shepard. Like Tutu could always hit on that long play. But I might just go McCaffrey Jennings here. I know Jennings is beat up, but I mean, come on. Can I really put Tutu or Sterling Shepard in over him? I don't think so. I'm going McCaffrey and Jennings.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to think about Juwan Jennings anymore, I think with this group, you have to just take a chance on him. So let's do that. Money click. Etienne, Dowdle, or Mason Taylor.
All right. I mean, I like Mason Taylor. I think you could flex Mason Taylor, but I'm not going to put him over these guys. I'm going to go Etienne here. It's a good spot against the Rams this week. He should bounce back. He's got that big play upside. Dowdle, again, there is risk with Chuba here. I'm just going to go Etienne.
Yeah, in this case, Etienne, and hope he rips off that big runner, scores. It's not, I know we keep kidding about it. It's not like terrible weather, but it's a little rainy, a little windy. Maybe this helps the Jags run game, get going a little bit more. So, yeah, go Etienne. Deja Entendu needs 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Okay. Well, this actually might be a tough one at tight end. Ferg or Fannin?
I'm going Fannin. I'm probably too high on. Maybe I'm too high on Fannin, but man, with Njoku out, I'm gonna go Fannin. Look, Ferg has CeeDee back now. Like, let's remember, Ferg was not lighting the world on fire the first 2 weeks with CeeDee there. I still think Ferg's fine, but you got to be a little nervous with CeeDee, so I'm gonna go Fannin. I'm gonna assume that's Javonte Williams because he's lumped in with the running back. So I think you got to go Javonte Williams. I'm going to go Javonte Williams and Etienne at running back. And I'm going to flex Worthy.
Yeah. I mean, you're exactly right. CeeDee is back. That definitely is going to affect Ferguson. Probably more so than Pickens, I would say. Okay, so 2 running backs and a flex. Yeah, if it's Javonte, you got to go Javonte. I think you want to flex Worthy. And then Dowdle, Vidal, Etienne. I think I would probably go Etienne. All right, Wayne. Good day. Half PPR, Stafford, Fields, or Darnold?
I actually don't. I'm starting to come around on Fields a little bit this week.
I know it's everyone's gonna be like, you're crazy, you know what you're talking about, but I know this is actually not a bad spot for him, is it? Because Carolina's probably not going to get a lot of Carolina. I think has the lowest pressure rate in the entire league. Is that right? I think that is.
Yeah. So, I don't love Darnold this week. Stafford, I might just take a chance on Fields here. That rushing. Look, with Garrett Wilson out, he might just run the ball even more.
Exactly. That's exactly right. He's not going to just be looking at Garrett Wilson. He's going to be looking to run. You're like, hey, he has no Garrett Wilson. Well, Stafford has no Puka. That's probably a bigger loss. Pick 2 between BTJ, MHJ, and Pickens.
I'm going to go BTJ and Pickens.
Yeah. Harrison's back, but Kyler might not be back. And that's a tough match. Don't they get the Packers? They get the Packers.
Yeah. Actually, we did just get word that Kyler is out. Jacoby Brissett starting again.
Oh, there you go. There it is. Although that actually might be good, but no. Isaiah Gadsden, what's up? Start Mike Evans, Genty, Mason, McConkey. Pick 2 of them.
I
know.
Look, I know we're still saying start Genty, but it is a tough matchup this week. I mean, I'm definitely starting Ladd here. Yeah, I mean, you probably should, I guess, just start Genty and not worry about it with Evans. But man,
well, the tough thing here is like I want to start Evans, but do I want to wait and see if he's still questionable going into Monday? That's the only dilemma.
Yeah, if he was 100% healthy or like we knew he was playing, I'd say Ladd and Evans move on. But maybe in this case, you should just go Ladd and Genty and not risk it with Evans potentially not playing or whatever. I don't know. I wish I felt better about it. I wish Genty had a better matchup this week.
It is, yeah, it's almost as bad as it could get, but he still gets all the touches. He's involved as a receiver. And look, I will say this, Bowers is out. Okay, he's been out. Jacoby Myers, who is technically supposed to be the number 1 receiver, he's questionable. He might sit. I mean, they might just have to throw the ball to Genty several times. It might be like an H-N type of game, and he's going to have to be involved. So I still trust the volume there. I think I like Genty enough. I would go Genty and McConkey, and then just, you don't have to worry about Evans. All right, what's up? Keith Tapp is back. Needs 2 flexes. Okay, Rico or Vidal. I guess he has 2 flex questions. Rico or Vidal, and then QJ or Bill.
I'm going to go Bill over QJ. I'm going to go Rico still over Vidal. Barely. Although, like, if Haskins questionable, right?
That's true. Haskins questionable.
Yeah, I mean, if he's out, I might go Vidal here, but right now I'll go Rico.
Yeah, the matchup is not bad here. I mean, the Colts defense overall has pretty good numbers in terms of yards, against and points against, but their rush defense specifically is not dominant. I think they give up like 4.5 yards per carry. And so if he's getting all the run, that's it's still not a bad spot for Vidal. It's definitely not the Dolphins, right? Don't get me wrong. It's not a complete smash spot, but it's good enough. So like I think you're right. If Haskins is ruled out, I would go Vidal. Chief Perk. Got a trade in the inbox. CMC and Adams for his JT and Rice. He's given up CMC in this case.
Nope. I mean, I will say JT and Rice is a very fair, tempting offer, but I'm itching to. I mean, look, if it's not the worst offer I've seen for CMC. You're getting JT and Rice, so if you want to smash accept. I don't know if it's a smash accept for me, but I mean, at least JT's been every bit as good as CMC so far.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like how does this help your team? Does it help your team? I mean, the only way this helps your team is if Rice is significantly better, or even just a little, if he's better than Adams the rest of the season. I don't think that's a complete guarantee. So if you really want Rice and you think he's just going to be a top 10 receiver, okay, then go for it. But I don't think I would take this. All right, Benny Black is back. Thank you, Benny. Always appreciate you. 2 receivers and a flex between Keen and Ted Golden. or Cam Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, Cameron Johnson is certainly interesting this week, and he's my preferred number 2 behind Evans, but I'm not going to put him over those other guys. I think I'm just going to go Keenan, Tet, and Golden here.
Yeah, and then the other thing, I think I would only put Cameron Johnson over those guys if we knew Evans is out, and we don't know that. 2 running backs and a flex. Here's question number 2. K9, Mason, Harvey, Henderson, Sharbs, Ingram, Burden, and Cam Johnson.
I think I still have to go Walker, Mason here. Can't feel good about those other running backs. Flex. You know what? Here I might just flex Cameron Johnson. I mean, Harvey, Henderson, Charbonnet, Ingram. I might just flex Cameron Johnson here.
Yeah, agree. I don't love Walker any more than I did before, but I still like him better than those other running backs. Burden Johnson. It could go either way. So let's throw Cameron Johnson in there since you get a chance to use him. Because question number 3, we won't believe it. Cameron Johnson, Pacheco, Sharbs, Whittington, Jacoby, just one.
Well, I think if Jacoby plays, I'll play Jacoby. If Jacoby's out, I mean, I guess, yeah, Cameron Johnson again. It's a good matchup for Cameron Johnson this week.
You got him. You want to use him. There you go. All right, Benny. Good luck as always. And Justin O'Grady, good afternoon as always. Yeah, everything's going well. So, Tutu or Trey Tucker?
I'm going to go Trey Tucker here, especially if Jacoby ends up being out, which I don't know if he will be, but still. I mean, Trey Tucker looks like the number 1 wide receiver. I don't know why, but he is. So, I guess I do know why they're trying to keep Jacoby healthy for trade. I'm not sure, but Trey Tucker.
Trey Tucker it is. I agree with that. It's a good spot for him to get targets. Not a good matchup specifically, but he could get some volume there. Jimsy J, start 3.5. Chuba, Coker, Bam, Bourne.
Oh my gosh. How did we get here? I think Bourne has to be one, even with Jennings playing and Kittle playing. I'm not too worried here. It's Mac Jones. Mac Jones hyper targets Bourne. Jennings far from 100%. I'm going to go Bourne 1. Oh my gosh. I might just go Chuba and Charbonnet. Who did the Cardinals play? The Packers? I mean, come on. Bam Knight, it's like touchdown or nothing. But Charbonnet is like touchdown or nothing.
They're both.
I mean, Coker? I'm just going to go Bourne, Charbonnet, and Chuba. How did we get here, Jim, where you need 3 of these guys? How did we get here?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Sharb and Bam, weirdly enough, are like Spider-Man meme. Like to see. We're going to average 2.5 yards per carry, but still somehow score a touchdown every week, and that's it. Yeah, I would just try Chuba. I think he's the one I most feel the best about. Chuba and Bourne are the ones I think I feel the best about. After that, it's like who could score a touchdown. So Charbs or Bam. Eddie J, Sutton or White.
If it's PPR, I'm going Sutton. Non-PPR, I'll go White.
Yeah, I think Sutton. Bigger upside this week. And then Henderson, Waller, or Marks at the flex. Here's another.
I might just go Waller, honestly. At least he's scoring. He's involved. Like Henderson, Marks, I don't know. What are we really hoping for here?
Yeah, probably Waller here. And then Benny got another one. All right, 2 running backs. Swift, Scott, Mason, Vidal. Needs 2.
Let me check. I think assuming health, I have them ranked Scadaboo, Swift, Vidal. But I have Swift and Vidal very, very close here. So I know Swift's kind of banged up. If you don't want to risk it, I could go Scattermovie Doll. But I think if Swift plays, I mean, based on what we saw last week and the fact that he gets the Saints, I think I got to take a chance on Swift.
Yeah, Swift is in a good spot, so probably lean those first two. Even though Scatterbu's not in a great spot, he's pretty much getting all the touches, and he can score a touchdown. Okay, then question 2. Needs a running back in a flex between Mason, Mark, Sharps, Harvey Burton, Cam Johnson, Tez Johnson, or Whittington.
We need one. I think Mason has to be the running back here. And again, I think I'm going to flex Cameron Johnson. I might be too high on Cameron Johnson, but I mean, Mark Charbonnet, Harvey Burt. I'll just take a chance on Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, I'll say again, if DJ Moore was out, I would go Burton, but he's not. So there you go. Well, it looks like you're not quite as high on Cameron Johnson as Benny is, because he's got him in every league. Hey,
true.
It's a good choice. Let's see. Easy Vanya, welcome back. Needs a best high upside and high floor. Taylor Fanning.
High upside and high floor. So you're talking about the studs of fantasy football.
Yeah. Trey McBride.
So do you have Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CMC?
Unfortunately, no. We're talking tight ends here. Is it Fannin?
I think it's still Fannin. I think Fannin actually gives you a good floor with a good ceiling. So, yes, I think it's Fannin.
And then Evans, Pittman, or Cameron Johnson?
Is Pittman enough? Is Pittman enough for me to just not risk it with Evans? I don't know. With Downs out, maybe. With Downs out, maybe. But man, don't be mad. Don't be mad at me if you play Pittman and Evans goes off. Because again, it's like if Evans was 100%, it'd be like Evans, no question about it. But we don't know. So
I know that this is always the most aggravating thing about fantasy football specifically. It's a game time decision is what we've heard. I'm making sure there's nothing that I'm missing here. Buccaneers Nation, which I'm sure is totally reputable. It says, per Adam Schefter, both Evans and Igbuka are game time decisions. We're not going to know. But I would think he's back at practice. I think he's playing. I think I would wait. And if he doesn't play, if you can pick up Bucks receiver like Cameron Johnson, then I think that's fine. Danny, like I just put this up, Danny Spanks. He's saying, I don't trust Evans after being 3 weeks off in minimal practice. And that's fine. If you don't want to put him in there and take the risk, if you have a good option, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to start Mike Evans. Yep. So that's understandable. What about this? Speaking of tight ends and Tampa, Tristan Roll, Bannon with the weather, or did you just go Cade Otton? What if both Igbuka and Evans are out?
Well, both Evans and Igbuka are out. You got to feel pretty good about Otton, but you're not going to know that until Monday night. So I don't know. I would just still roll with Fannin. I already know Njoku's out, and I already know Dylan Gabriel will target the tight ends like they're Jamar Chase. So I'm going to go Fannin.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Cade Otton might be a good choice, but that's the problem is we don't know yet. Western Goods. Okay. Well, Hurts is usually a good choice, but Goff is at home against Tampa. Could you?
No, not over Hurts. Not over Hurts.
I will say we didn't put Goff on the Boom video, right? But we almost did. We almost did. Considered it.
Yeah.
This could be a huge Goff week. He has those weeks. But are you really sitting Jalen Hurts? I don't think there's any reason to sit Jalen Hurts. Maybe if you went against Jamar Chase, you're like, look, I just need that huge game. Okay, fine. Rico, Chuba, Carter, but we need 2. You just go both Panthers?
Oh, man.
I mean, if the other choice is Michael Carter, I just might.
Yeah, I think I might. If the other choice is Michael Carter, might just have to.
And it's not just that it's Michael Carter who lost his starting job to Bam Knight. It's also Michael Carter who's paying the Packers, right? The Packers.
Yeah.
With a backup quarterback handing him the ball. Yeah, just go. Just go do Dowdle Chuba. Nick Trujillo, what's up? All right, how about this? Could you start both CeeDee and Pickens?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Yes, you can. All right, Juice. This one's a little tougher. CeeDee Or sneaky sleeper Jordan Whittington.
I mean, CeeDee is coming back from injury. Maybe don't risk it and just go with Whittington. He's
Look, Juice, I haven't checked all the matchups yet, but if there's a league, one of the DraftLane leagues where we're playing each other, yeah, I don't think you should risk CeeDee. I would say that.
Right.
Was it League 14 or League 15? One of those. Yeah, sit him. CJ8, Burden or Booty?
I think I'm gonna go Booty either way here. I mean, Burden, like if DJ Moore was out, maybe I could get excited about Burden, but he's playing. I'm gonna go Booty.
Yeah, and I think Diggs will play, but he is banged up for what it's worth. All right, what about Knicks or Dimes?
I'm gonna go Knicks here at home against the Giants. I think he bounces back.
Yeah, it's a better matchup. Z-Dub. Flex either Etienne, Kelsey, DJ Moore, or Booty.
I'm going to go Etienne here. I like Etienne this week against the Rams. And look, if it really is not great passing weather, that just means more Etienne.
Agree with that. Chief Perp needs two of these. Rome, Nico, Judkins, and Adams.
Oh, man. I think you got to go Rome and Judkins here. But, I mean, having Nico and Adams on the bench in PPR does not feel good.
I really like Nico this week, but agree against the Saints, going to go Rome and Judkins for sure. Yeah, I guess you just don't worry about Adams. He's like, all my overseas players have been a bust. Yeah, well, everybody was a bust last week. Steven. All right. Here it is again. I told you, right? Like before we even started, I was like, we're going to get Evans or like 100 times. Evans or Whittington?
Well, he says Whittington, Tutu, Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, Pacheco. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, is Cameron Johnson available? I mean, could you even potentially flex Cade Otton if Evans is out? I think I would rather do that than take these guys because I'm going to feel really bad if I put like Tutu Atwell in there for like one catch for 15 yards. And then Evans plays and has a huge game. I'm going to feel really bad.
Yeah, I would put Cameron Johnson over these options here. These are all like what ifs if they don't play. Just, you know what? If Evans doesn't play, then you know you got the next man up. I don't say the replacement. As far as what happened to you last night, I have no memory of that. I've forgotten it happened. Just moving on. Didn't expect, you get your hopes up and you're like, maybe this is it. Maybe it's the undefeated season. Like, no, like reality slaps you in the face. Joe, flex Evans or Kittle?
I mean, I like Kittle. This could be a big Kittle week. Oh, why? These Monday night games. I mean, I don't know. I might just play it safe with Kittle here. I mean, it should be a good Kittle game.
I gotta think, okay, Pearsall's out. Okay, Jennings is playing, but how healthy is Jennings? What did Jennings do last week? I don't even know if he got a catch. Like, he did nothing. I gotta think they'll go to Kittle a fair amount. In this case, probably just go with Kittle.
Yep.
All right. Johnny Donuts. Good day. Daniel Jones or Justin Fields?
Well, I mean, I do kind of like Justin Fields this week, but I think you can just play it safer here and go Daniel Jones. Don't need to risk Fields killing you.
Right. And then BTJ Sutton, Pickens, pick 2.
I mean, I like them all this week. I think I'm still going Sutton and Pickens here, even with CeeDee back. But I have no issue if you're worried and you want to go Sutton, BTJ. I think they're all very good starts this week.
I know this is a tough one. I think Sutton is the one I feel best about. Probably Pickens based on matchup number 2, but this one's tough. We got Steven Cotto, one running back Here are the choices: Tyjae Spears, Tyler Algier, Kendry Miller, or Bashal Tootin.
I'll probably just take a chance on Kendry Miller against the Bears. Spears, that Patriots, tough defense. Tootin barely involved. Algier needs to do what he did last week, which is like score a touchdown. I'll just go Kendry Miller here and pray to the fantasy gods.
Yeah, so hope he gets enough touches. We know the other guys aren't getting enough touches. Kendry's getting more touches, generally speaking, and it's a great matchup. All right, we have Air Artwork is back and got the membership, re-upped it. Thank you. We'll definitely put your question up if we see one. And let's do Rodney Woods, who did drop the super chat. What's up, Rodney? Too many not playing on my bench. Have to use Judy as a wide receiver. Yeah, speaking of praying to the fantasy gods, needs a tight end and 2 flexes. Ertz, Mooney's questionable. Mason Taylor, Bam, Caffrey. You can't play Tonjes because Kittle is playing.
Yeah, Tonjes unstartable now. I think Mason Taylor is going to be your tight end, and then I'll go Luke McCaffrey. I mean, assuming Ertz plays, I might just flex Ertz. Like, okay, Taylor at tight end, Luke McCaffrey, definitely your best flex here. And then I would rank the other flexes as Ertz, Mooney, Bam, based on who plays.
Yeah, well, this is tricky. Like I said, both Ertz and Mooney are questionable. Man. Yeah, this is a rough week. I'm hoping you have a lot of like Ravens and Bills. But I think McCaffrey's the one I feel best about. Maybe Mason Taylor next. I don't know. James Hall dropped a super chat. Thank you, James. Here's the question above. All right, got Hurts, got Bill, got Jalen Warren. A pretty good game. Nice. Worthy. Golden is the number 2 receiver. Okay. I'm trying to be optimistic here. Tight end, we got Fannin. We're flexing Fannin, and then we got Mason Taylor, tight end. Okay, I see now. Puka is sitting. Cook is... Okay, let me just read it first. I'm like reacting here. Cook is on bye. Okay, Puka, Cook, you're out. Genty on the bench. Godwin, okay, Cup. Look. Well, go ahead. You say it.
Yeah, I'm not going to flex. I like Harold Fannin, but I can't flex him over Genty. I'm going to put Genty in at flex and Fannin in at tight end.
Look, I know you don't trust Geno, but he just has to hand the ball off to Genty. So there's that. It's not a great matchup, but come on. Mason Taylor, yes, he could get targets, but this is for a tight end. You can't sit a guy like Genty for a guy like Taylor or Fannin. So between Mason Taylor and Fannin, I think we should be putting Fannin at tight end, right?
Yes, that's what I would do.
Flex Genty. In fact, the way I look at it, I mean, sorry, I know Bill's in a great spot. I would consider Genty my RB1, and I'm flexing Bill. Not that it matters, but whatever. Okay. We still have some other super chats to catch up on, so we will get to those. Trying to make y'all wait too long, but we're going to actually pause for a second because it has come to my attention that not everybody maybe has tried Underdog yet. And so want to let you know that if you haven't tried Underdog, remember right now you sign up for the very first time as a new customer and you use code ENDGAME, you get a free pick, and that is Michael Penix Jr. just getting a yard, right? Free pick, it's a gimme, take the higher than 0. So you win that pick, you combine it with any other pick, and we do of course tell you not just players we like for fantasy, but on some of the videos we tell you some of those picks that we like on the higher and lower. But you can use any pick for anything. It doesn't even just have to be NFL, right? NBA season is coming around. That's why I'm rocking the Spurs merch. And we also have NHL season already and all sorts of other things. But anyways, you get a free pick. You get the deposit match also up to $1,000 if you use code ENDGAME when you sign up as a new customer on Underdog. And you also get bonus funds of $100 put in your account as soon as you play $5 towards any of those picks. All right, just for trying it, playing $5, you get extra $100 in bonus funds. Use code Endgame though when you sign up, and don't forget about your boosts, the profit boosts, because the whole month of October, it's Boostober. You get unlimited 30% profit boosts, and that continues even if you're not a new customer. You still get those. I know this because I just used mine yesterday, got some picks in, and I'm gonna do it again today. All right.
Hopefully you didn't put a pick in on Carson Beck.
I absolutely know better than to do that. I did not put it on. I'm sticking to NFL. Oh man, thank you for reminding me. Thank you for the reminder. But you know what? I'm a true fan. The term fair weather fan, it originated in Florida because that's literally what it is, right? Weather. But I'm a true fan. I will continue to keep my gear up. It doesn't matter if the Dolphins are 1-16, which they probably will be. I am still going to be a Dolphin.
Well, we just got some more big news. Deebo Samuel's out.
There you go. I knew the heel was bothering him. He even said something. I mean, you fire up Luke McCaffrey. Okay, well, maybe not that far. Look, they get the Cowboys. The Cowboys are like one of the worst pass defenses in the league. I mean, fair question. Luke McCaffrey, is he just still a high upside flex or maybe a little bit more? And then what about Chris Moore?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, Luke McCaffrey, I can't call either of these guys more than upside flexes.
Just checking. Well, does this really benefit Bill more? Because, look, we're going to have to run the ball a lot to try to keep the Cowboys offense off of the field, too. I mean, it should. Okay. We do have a lot of questions to get to, but not just on the stream here. We also have some questions on the DraftLane app. And so I've shown it before. Let's show it again because not everybody is familiar with this. And we have some people who have joined now since we started. Initially, we do this at the beginning. But if you haven't tried DraftLane, again, this is our app. You can ask all the same questions you ask on here, but at any time on your phone. And I'm showing you my settings because if you notice here, if you go into the settings and you use promo code ENDGAME and you apply it, you can get 10 free credits here, and you can use those. We'll call them points, I guess, as points. And then you can see we have some users here with points. That means it was absolutely free. Free download. Get your first couple of questions free. We have a returning. I know Tank has been on here. You want to do Tank?
Let's do it.
All right. So you can ask a question here. Wide receiver, who should sit this week? Devontae Adams, Kendrick Bourne, QJ, or CeeDee Lamb?
I think out of this group, Bourne is the one who should sit.
Yeah. All right, so I'm saying you're definitely starting CeeDee and Adams. It looks like QJ is off the injured list, but Jennings is playing as well as Kittle. So sit Bourne. All right, and that's how easy it is. We'll give you the feedback that you need. And then you can ask your questions again at any time. We got start sit questions, waiver questions, trade questions. And if you're on either Sleeper or Yahoo, it syncs. And so let's just do it real quick so we can show people. So this user's on Yahoo needs to drop one tight end. I don't know how I got here to 3 tight ends. Don't know. But let's look at the roster. We can see who the tight ends are and why you have 3 of them. Okay, we got Mason Taylor, Hunter Henry, and TJ Hawkinson. But there's also Tyrone Tracy. I don't think you need to hold him. Tutu.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I think Hawkinson's the one I'm dropping. I mean, how good do we feel about Hawkinson? Now Addison's back. I just don't think it's happening for Hawkinson.
No, I have to admit, don't think it's happening either. Didn't mention JJ McCarthy's still out. There was thought maybe he would return. Apparently, he's still bothered by the ankle injury, so it's still Wentz. I don't even know if I feel like JJ McCarthy would be an upgrade at this point. So
right.
As far as start sit, is there anybody on the bench that you really feel compelled to start?
No. Definitely not.
All right, so Mason Taylor Still good over
I
Henry.
mean, Pacheco, but I still think Pacheco's better than anybody else on the bench. So
you can drop Hawkinson. Best to start Taylor at tight end this week, and your lineup is good as is. All right. That's how it works. All right. Now, we'll do those other 2 questions after the stream, but we do want to make sure we get to the rest of the questions here. Jay Campbell. 10-man PPR. Herbert, CMC, Rashad White, QJ, Tet, Fannin, flexing Vidal and Worthy, because we've got a lot of injuries here. All right. What about Addison? Does he jump up over anybody in this lineup?
I mean, it looks like the Eagles' defense is getting healthier. Like, it looks like Quinion Mitchell will play, Jordan Davis will play, maybe Jalen Carter will play. Do I start him over? It's him or Vidal. I mean, I don't know. I probably just keep Vidal in there for the touches. But it's between him or Vidal. But like with the Eagles, again, with the Eagles defense looking healthy, I might just keep Vidal in there.
Yeah, Addison is interesting. He's one of those boom bust type receivers. It's not a great matchup. It's okay, but he's been good, right? Both, even with Wentz at quarterback, both the games he's played, he's had pretty good output. So for me, the debate is Addison over QJ. Addison's competing with Justin Jefferson, but QJ's competing with Ladd and Keenan. As far as the matchup for the Chargers, I don't want to overthink this too much, but this is my long way of saying I might go Addison over QJ. Let's see exactly how he looks. So that's my only debate here. I like Worthy. I'll keep Worthy in there. All right, what about Sway Evans? How would you feel about Kittle for Cook?
Give me James Cook. As long as my other tight end is not completely terrible, which look, this year it probably isn't. I feel like this is a year finally in like forever where it's like, hey, there are actually quite a bit of decent tight end options right now. Usually it's like you either have this guy, or this guy, or you're terrible at tight end. No, I feel like there's 8 to 12 guys, maybe even 15 that you can feel fairly good about. So as long as I have one of those guys, yeah, I'll trade Kittle for James Cook. Definitely.
Yeah. Look, injuries aside, because injuries happen. You can't say, well, Bowers is a bust, Kittle is a bust. They got injured. That's bad luck. But still, guys like Laporta, who were drafted kind of right after him, right? If you just plucked Darren Waller or Harold Fannin off waivers, you feel just as good. You feel almost as good about your tight end. So it's like, Yeah, give me Cook. Vincent Glennon, half PPR 111. K9 Rico. Tet. I almost thought that said tight end, but it's a Tet. Diggs, Golden, Shaheed.
All right, I'm gonna go Rico at running back. There's a lot of question marks, or I guess some question marks here. So I will rank them. I will rank the wide receivers. Well, I'll play. Actually, let me rephrase that. Rico at running back, Ted at wide receiver. I will rank the flexes. Diggs, Golden, Walker, Shaheed.
Yeah, that seems fair. Shaheed is interesting. I know you put him in like a sneaky flex kind of pick here.
Well, because the Bears play a lot of man, and he's much better against man than zone.
Better at man, and also has that big play upside. And let's face it, could get traded. He needs to show big. He wants to get out of New Orleans. I don't know if he wants to. But, all right. So I want everyone actually. We always talk about subscribe membership. I want everyone to pay attention to this comment. I love this comment because of what it says. All right. So we talk about getting to 100K subscribers and, a lot of people returning members and get that membership. So Air Artwork just got that membership, but I wanted everyone to hear why. He said, just subscribe as a member. Even though I may not always agree with your takes, I appreciate the work and want to support you guys for being loyal to the fan base. I think that's probably the most meaningful comment
Appreciate
because I'm glad you don't agree with everything we say. I'm glad, right? That's not our goal.
Right.
I'm a teacher, right, by day. I wish that this was all I did, but I'm a teacher, and that's exactly what I try to teach my kids is to think for themselves. Like not to just take what I say as, as gospel and like here it is. You need to make your own decisions at the end of the day. Don't just blindly do what other people say. So I'm glad that you don't agree with everything, but again, we're here to try to help. That's the point. We'll give you our information, we'll give you our opinions, and then you take it for what it's worth. So I'm glad you appreciate it. I appreciate that comment.
Yes, appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate this comment from Arthur Olivenstein. Subscribe. Yes, definitely subscribe.
Yes.
Adventure. More. I'm assuming it's DJ, not Chris. Myers or Booty, or Johnson. Any Johnson.
Well, I think if Jacoby plays, you got to go Jacoby. I mean, can we really start DJ Moore at this point based on what we've seen? Like, I think if Jacoby's out, I'll just take a chance on Booty, honestly.
I might even feel better about Chris more than these guys, but or one of the Johnsons. But you can't wait to hope that Cameron Johnson, because what if Evans and Igbuka both play? It's possible. We don't know. So yeah, just go Booty. All right, now your artwork actually does have a question here. Kirk or Jordan Mason? It's like
I know it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot for the Vikings run game. Again, the Eagles defense looks like it's getting healthier, and Kirk, I do like Kirk this week, but I don't know if I can go Kirk over Mason. I think I still got to go Mason here. I mean, look, Aaron Jones still a week away. No one's threatening his touches unless we're really worried about Xavier Scott, I guess. But I don't know. I think I'm going to go Mason.
I think, well, look, Mason definitely guaranteed more touches because he's the running back there, and Kirk is not guaranteed anything. I think Mason has more touchdown upside. You probably would agree with that, right? At least he'll get the ball if they're in the end. So, yeah, go with Mason. Somehow trying to forget last night, still reminded. Here's Beast Mode Kane. Traded Henry for Olave and Etienne because he was in last place.
Well, I mean, I get it. You need points this week. It's not a terrible deal. I mean, you got Olave and Etienne. You got a solid running back and a solid wide receiver back. So, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to try to keep your season alive, right?
That's exactly it. Like if you were in first place, I would say I don't like that trade, but you got to do something. All right. Booty Worthy or Woody Marks or Myers?
I think Worthy's at least a tier above all these guys here.
Yeah. Worthy pretty easily there. All right, we got a super chat from Elijah Salinas. Thank you, Elijah. So let's see if the question is attached separately. Okay, once I see it, I'll pull it up, and if I don't see it, we'll just keep going, and we'll ask you to post it again. But for now, I'm assuming it's going to be just somewhere down here. All right, let's get to Hollywood French Bulls. Very nice. Look at the logo and everything. Double flex, standard PPR league. All right, so just PPR. Bill and Rico or Chase Brown and Vidal. We can't start Chase Brown.
Yeah, Chase Brown's already played. I think I still go Dowdle over Vidal. Maybe if Haskins is completely out, I can go Vidal. I think that's what was said earlier. But right now, still go Dowdle over Vidal.
Right. And then got Ladd and Pittman. Okay, flex, who's got Vidal.
Okay.
What? I do have CeeDee Lamb, but
okay, come on.
Come on.
Put CeeDee Lamb in, and then look, I'll just flex Vidal here as my other flex. Lamb and Vidal.
Just want to double take. You got it. You got it. You got me because I just read that afterwards. Because I did say at the very beginning, don't ask about CeeDee Lamb. We got a question about CeeDee Lamb. Okay. So there you go. You're pretty set here, I think, with CeeDee at receiver. You can flex Vidal. Obviously you didn't start Chase Brown, so you can't start Chase Brown. You can sit Bourne. The recovery 716. Would you start Luke McCaffrey? Well, Debo is out and Terry is out, so now, we don't know who you're starting Luke McCaffrey over though.
Right. I think Luke McCaffrey definitely startable now, and yeah, I would go Fannin over Kelsey. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, Fanning could have one of those weeks where he gets like 10 targets. I mean, easily. Zach Mudd. McMillan, Bourne, or Booty in the flex. Half PPR.
I think you got to go Tet still. I am worried about Tet with Sauce. I'm definitely worried about Tet with Sauce, but I don't know if I could put Bourne or Booty in over him.
Right. No, I don't think it's a terrible matchup for Ted. And, Sauce will cover him quite a bit, but again, Jets play a lot of man. Ted has been dominating man coverage. I think he's like the 5th highest yards per route run against man coverage this year. Again, don't feel like it's going to be a great week for him, but I think he'll come out with something. I don't think he gets shut down. Black bag. Vidal or Scatterboo?
I have Scatterboo a little bit above Vidal.
Agree with that. And then we got Kyle. Ooh, Ikbuka and Vidal for Tet and Scatterboo.
This is an interesting offer.
It is.
Ikbuka is the one I prefer the most, but Tet still has potential this year. And look, Vidal, when Hampton comes back, I don't think this is going to be a Rico Dowdle situation where Vidal is going to be so good that when Hampton comes back, they're like, yeah, this is a split.
No.
Scatterboo, we know, is probably going to be the guy all year. And Ikbuka is hurt. But man, does not feel good to trade away Ikbuka right now.
But, well, I know. Look, we always want to think long-term, right? That's the thing. You've got to think long-term, not just here now. Here now, Ikbuka is probably not playing this week, but also I think it's week 9 they have their bye. And so we thought this would be a multi-week absence. And I wouldn't be shocked, even though, he's practicing. I still wouldn't be shocked if we see no Ikbuka this week, no Ikbuka next week, and then the bye. So
true.
Here and now, this definitely feels like, it's a good time to not take Ikbuka, but also long-term, you've got to prefer Scatterboo over Vidal, like you were saying. So I think I prefer the Tet side.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because like you said, I do agree. I don't think we're going to see Ikbuka next week. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. All right. Abel. Needs a receiver, running back, and a flex. Scatterboo, White Bill, Monty Pickens, T-Mac, Myers. Thankfully started Chase, and of course got Achane.
One wide receiver, one running back. Scatterboo. I think White. Rashad White or Bill. Actually, you know what? I might just play both those guys. I think I'm just playing both. Well, no, you got Pickens. Oh no, you need a wide receiver. Okay, Pickens is a wide receiver, so it's White or Bill.
Could start one and flex the other. Right? We need a.
I literally have them back to back. What's that?
Well, we need a flex, so we could go White Bill Pickens.
I thought. Okay, my bad. I don't know why I'm reading this so bad. Yes, White Bill Pickens, definitely White Bill Pickens. Rate the trade K9 for Scatterboo. I guess at this point we gotta prefer Scatterboo.
Give me Scatterboo. Give me Scatterboo. He's the guy getting the touches. Kenneth Walker is stuck in limbo. In RB timeshare hell. Devontae Blackstock. Rate the 10-man PPR league 5-1. Very nice. Okay, and then Monty or Rice. It's Rice. We got Rice at the must start video. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 running receivers, 2 flexes. Already started Warren. Okay.
Nice. Okay, Rachaad White's going to be... So Warren, Rachaad White will be your running backs.
Wow. Sun God, London, JSN, and Rice.
Sun God, JSN will be your wide receivers. You're going to flex London and Rice because you get 2 of them. That's nice. I only see Daniel Jones at QB, so I guess you're starting him, and I guess you're starting Fannin. That's a good squad right there, especially with Warren giving you a nice game.
Yeah, I can see why you're 5-1 with these receivers, and like running back's not great, but you're getting good production from Rashad. You got Vidal, Warren. You got the right receivers for this. I mean, right running backs for this build, I guess. Admiral Habibi. Of course, always here to help. League mate wants Jordan Mason and AJ Brown for Bucky Irving and Travis Hunter. I get it. I mean, everything I said to Ibuka kind of applies to Bucky, right? He's been gone. There's no guarantee. Right. They ruled him out pretty quick this week. Like, it doesn't sound like he's coming back next week. And what if they just wait till the bye? So you could be without Bucky for another couple of weeks. But I still think I want him over Jordan Mason long term.
I definitely want him over Jordan Mason. I think I want him over AJ Brown long term too. I mean, what are we getting from AJ Brown? Like, how does it get better for AJ Brown? Like, what's the thing that's missing that could, like, it's not that the Eagles aren't throwing the ball because they've been one of the heaviest, most pass-heavy teams over the last 2 weeks. It's not getting that he's not getting targets. He's been one of the most targeted wide receivers over the last 2 weeks. So what changes? Like, what can we honestly point to and say they could start doing this and that will help AJ Brown? I'm not really sure. I mean, we're just banking on talent and situation here eventually being enough, right? That's really what we're banking on here. But don't we already have that with Bucky? We already have that with Bucky. So I think if you don't need Bucky for potentially the next 2 weeks, like if you're sitting at 5-1, 6-0, you're okay at running back. I just want Bucky Irving here. Just give me Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I mean, everything you said with AJB, and it's not like, well, he's had a backup quarterback throwing to him. No, it's like everything is in place. It's like he just hasn't had that big game, that big play, and even if it happens, once or twice, it's not going to happen every week. So, I don't really want Travis Hunter. Let's see if it's all just smoke. We're going to get him the ball more. Yeah, let's see it. So no, I don't really feel great about getting Travis Hunter. I mean, I'd prefer maybe they can give you a different receiver, but I still think it's worth doing to get Bucky. Sean Pittman graded this trade. Whoa. Okay. Gave up JSN, Igbuka, and Pollard, but got CMC and JD.
Well, I mean, look, you got CMC, so I can't be upset here, but man, you gave up JSN and Igbuka. Pollard, whatever, but you got JD. I don't know if I can say this is a win for you, but I certainly don't think it's a loss. It might even be a win, honestly.
It almost can't be a loss because you got CMC. You did give up 2 good receivers. I mean, this really depends on the squad, doesn't it? Like, who do you have left at receiver if you gave up your 2 best receivers? You must still be good at receiver, and I assume you must have been pretty bad at quarterback. So if that really leaves you in a better situation, I mean, it can't be a loss, but maybe this helps your squad. I mean, it's just hard to say. Robert Cano, projected to win flex Sutton or Kittle.
I'm still going to go Sutton here.
Yeah. Going to go Sutton. But Kittle at tight end is a did we say no, we didn't say must start because we weren't sure he was playing. Or did we say?
No, we said if he plays you have to start him, but that's
if he plays. That's a tight end and not a flex. All right. So who do you if this is your flex question, who do you have a tight end? Okay. Well, if you have somebody else who isn't George Kittle at tight end, unless it happens to be like Trey McBride, you might want to start Kittle at tight end. Cali Loco. Let's see, question above. Okay. Let's see the question above. It is, and you're welcome. Here it is. In half PPR, Goff, nice. Gibbs, Judkins, nice. Ted Pickens, Otten, flexing Mason. Here are the other options: Corum, Woody, Kendre, Golden, Tez. I believe that's Theo Johnson.
Theo Johnson. Wow.
Nice.
Wait, you got
Penix.
You got Kittle on IR. Why is Kittle? Get Kittle off IR. Get him in your lineup.
Yeah, they're active. Like, well, okay. Kittle is definitely playing. Evans,
you can drop. You can drop Penix when you have Goff. Come on.
He's saying
are you ever starting Penix in a 1 QB league? Really?
He says he needs him next week because of buys, I guess.
Nah, there's got to be somebody better than Michael Penix Jr. out there. I'm dropping Penix Jr. I mean, you could drop Theo Johnson too if you want. You got Kittle and Otten. You could drop Theo Johnson if you're like, I really need Penix next week. Like, do the Falcons play a high school team next week? What am I like? Who do they play next week?
They well, pretty close. They play the Dolphins.
Okay, so maybe, but I mean, even then, I don't know. You know, it's just going to be Bijan running for 200 yards. That's the problem with Penix in this offense. Like, how much does he need to throw? But okay, fine. You can drop Theo Johnson to activate Kittle. But look, if Evans is activated and you really don't want to drop Penix Jr., you can drop Tez Johnson.
And honestly, probably Joe Flacco's on waivers. Why not just play Joe Flacco next week? He gets the Jets. It's revenge game, part 7 for Joe Flacco.
Was he on the Jets?
Yeah, I just looked it up. They played the Jets in week 8.
No, but was he on the Jets? When was he on the Jets?
Yeah, he was on the Jets. I feel like he started games for the Jets.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
He has played for, well, okay, he hasn't played for every team. He played for the Jets for like 3 years.
Wow, in 2020 to 2022. I don't even remember that. Wow, he was awful.
It wasn't his best phase of his career. Somehow he got better after that. Like in 2020, he was like 35 years old, and they're like, man, this guy looks done. And then no, he went to like the Fountain of Youth or something.
Wow, crazy.
Anyways, you're good with Goff. Like, honestly, okay, you can drop Theo Johnson, so there's no need to drop Penix if you really are worried about it, but you definitely want to play Kittle. Pearsall is definitely not playing, but keep him. Like, you're not playing. You could drop Corum, right? Corum is not doing anything, and they're on bye next week, so you can drop Corum too.
Yep.
All right. Let's see who is next. I'm going to try to keep this in order. Again, we're catching up to all the super chats. We got a lot of questions. We should probably at some point here do a, well, I guess I'm talking about, let's just do it now. Lightning round, so we catch up. Here we go. Non-super chats. Let's pay attention. Vertical Transit Adventures. Always pleasing to say that name. Tucker Kraft or Mason Taylor?
Oh, man, I really like Tucker Kraft this week too, but I think I'm going to go Mason Taylor.
Yeah, I think Mason Taylor target share in PPR. Stitch Lily, Marvin Harrison or Matthew Golden?
I'm going Marvin Harrison.
And look, even though Kyler is out, that's official, right? You said Kyler Murray's been ruled out now. Jacoby Brissett kind of looked better. I would just go with Harrison here. All right, Juice. Diggs if he plays or Whittington?
Diggs if he plays.
Yeah, I think you still got to go Diggs here. All right, let's get a little tougher. Angel Ortega at tight end. Kyle Pitts or Rondé Gadsden II?
Just give me Pitts with all the Chargers wide receivers healthy. I'm not sure about Gadsden this week.
Yeah, here's the thing with Gadsden. He put up good numbers last week, but you remember 2 things. First of all, QJ was out. And second of all, it was the Dolphins. And I don't just mean because the Dolphins defense sucks, because it does, but this was one of those things. Rondé Gadsden, his dad, right, the original, he was a Dolphin his career. And so it was kind of like one of those sentimental things. So yeah. Jonathan Omidi. Diggs, Lad, or Rico?
Lad.
Yeah. And then one more here. Oh, that doesn't look like a question. How about Cohen? Needs 2.5. Mason, Lad, Swift, Rico.
I'm gonna go Lad for sure. I think probably still have to go Rico here, although I don't mind going Swift if he plays. It is a good matchup for Swift.
Right. Just got to keep an eye on the injury report. All right, Ash, back to the super chats. Ash Abuquad. Trade Bowers for Evans if you already have Ferg and Mason Taylor.
Yeah, I think I do it. I mean, Bowers not playing this week. Again, like at this point, just give me Evans.
Yeah, I think I would do that straight up, even if you didn't have good tight end options. If you got good tight end options, you got Ferguson, even though, yes, he takes a hit with CeeDee Lamb back, he's still going to be one of your better tight ends. And yeah, I mean, I just would do it. He said Waddle is available. I don't mind buying Waddle, but I don't know what I would give up. Honest, I might take Waddle over AJB at this point. Would you rather have Waddle over AJB?
Oh man,
I think I might.
Maybe I might.
Something to consider there. Cody, is Godwin droppable?
Depends who you're dropping him for. I certainly think he's droppable if there's somebody really good on the waiver wire, but I don't want to drop Godwin for like a 1 week Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore rental type guys. But if there's somebody like, I know you're in some shallow leagues. If there's some good players out there, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, don't drop him just for the sake of dropping him. Don't drop him for like bench depth, PC, rank rest of season, Flowers, Swift, BTJ.
I'm going to say BTJ 1, Flowers 2, Swift 3.
Yeah, after last week, I still don't think Swift jumps over either of those guys. I'm going to say this is the first time I got to say it today. Baltimore, it's true, has a great schedule rest of the season, especially during the fantasy playoffs. With them on bye this week, buy Flowers low, buy Lamar low, and you can still buy low on Derrick Henry, which shocks me, but you still can. I guarantee you can. So try. Anybody out there, buy low on Ravens now. Z Chapo. The super chat was down there. Here's a question. Also got offered JT in Hampton. Oh, I wonder if this is part 2 of a question, because this is the first one I saw. Well, this doesn't make sense. Okay, well, let's just see this. We offered JT in Hampton for Jefferson and Kyron. Oh, here it is. Here's part 1. Hold on. Do I trade Jefferson for Brees and T-Mac?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
He says he has no RB2. Okay, look, buy Brees, sure, but not for Jefferson. Okay, so now let me go back to this. Was also offered JT in Hampton for Jefferson and Kyron.
I mean, this I don't mind, but you say you have no RB2, so you're still not going to have an RB2 for a long time, or at least probably a few more weeks.
Right, because you're giving up Kyron, and to get JT, that's one running back for one running back. So, like, yeah. But he's 6-0, so I guess he's thinking long term.
Yeah, which I don't mind. Like, I don't mind getting JT, but I mean, like, you're giving up Jefferson and Kyron. Like, I think there's a reason you're 6-0. It's probably potentially because you have Jefferson and Kyron.
Right.
So I'm just going to stay pat here.
I think what might make more sense is, sure, buy low on Brees and offer someone who isn't Jefferson or Kyron. Offer your number 2, 3 receivers are, but offer a receiver who isn't Jefferson just to get Brees. Maybe that'll work. It's like you're saying, right? Sometimes you can go a little too far. Like, I'm 6-0. I can do whatever. And then you mess with what got you there, Like, don't break up the team. Basic money. Worthy or Shaheed?
Worthy. Still worthy.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I stress that next week on that video. Like, these are flex options that I like, but I'm not starting them over better players.
No. Mike Altwheel said he's trying to get Evans. Okay. He wants a receiver and a running back. BTJ, Ted, Hubbard, Dowdle.
I mean, if I can do, well, I mean, I guess if you really want Evans, I could do Tet and the Panthers running. I mean, I could give them both Panthers running backs because it's like, really, like if he'll take Tet and both Panthers running backs, I'm okay with that.
I think that's okay. If you want to split the difference, you could just do one of those running backs and just take a gamble on which one has the job. Rusty Shackelford here at the starters needs a flex. Wow. Judkins, Sutton, Bill, or Igbuka.
Well, Igbuka almost certainly not playing. I think you got to go with Judkins against the Dolphins. I mean, Sutton's in a great spot too. Might be safer. You don't want to risk it with Judkins. So either it's one of those guys. I assume JCN is JCM and not JSN. Because if that's JSN, then it's JSN.
Well, that's a good point. I'm assuming it's Bill.
Yeah.
We like Sutton this week, but again, no guarantees on targets. Judkins is guaranteed to run the ball as much as possible. It's Judkins. All right, we got Bill. Trade Brees and Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Bucky and JJ.
Yeah. Who's doing this? Wow. Take Jefferson. Get Jefferson.
I was going to say, this could just be for JJ straight up and you do it. You're getting Bucky too? Absolutely do this. Gravity. One receiver, two running backs, and a flex. Gibbs, Kamara, Monangai, Bam, Sharbs, Pickens, Wandale, Downs, Coker, Whittington, Fannin.
Well, you got to start Gibbs. And I think Kamara is going to be my other running back. I think you got to have Pickens at wide receiver. You can't start Downs. I'm just going to flex Wandale Robinson here. I think he should be okay. I mean, I know it's a tough matchup against the Broncos. Like, can I really flex Fannin over Wandale? I don't know. I might.
I think so. I think you could. We like Fannin this week. Wandale is it's actually not as bad a matchup because he's not getting the Surtain shadow, right? He's a slot guy. He's getting those short targets. I don't know who's getting Surtain, honestly. Is it little Jordan Humphrey? I think it must be.
They'll probably just leave Surtain on one side. But the thing is, it's not like they have Surtain and a bunch of scrubs.
No, it's a good defense. Yeah, look, let's just do it. Let's just flex Fannin. Alex Saban. Hey guys, love the live. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Needs help with a flex, Etienne or Wandale.
I'm definitely going Etienne here. Should be a good bounce back spot for Etienne against the Rams.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, Etienne is in a good spot. All right, Blue is in here. Thank you, Blue. Always been in here and also trying to help out the chat. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. It's never too late. All right, we got Sabir Husseini. Traded Vidal and Golden for Bucky. Is that a win?
Yeah, that's definitely a win. Definitely a win.
That's definitely a win. Roberto Lopez. Need to QB. Fields, Tua, Young, or Darnold?
Well, I'm probably just going to go with Fields here. If you want to play it safer, you can go Darnold.
I think Tua might be the one I feel worst about, not just because of the weather, but the matchup. Not good for him. Look, I don't love Bryce Young this week. People are like, oh, it's the Jets. It's the Jets. The Jets defense, like you said, has been a little bit better. Is this going to be a high-scoring game? Probably not. At least Fields has that rushing, and Young, you'd have to scramble for a touchdown. And people are going to be like, how can you start Justin Fields, though? Everyone's like, what? Are you crazy? Like, last week is not this week. All right, welcome back, Tiffany Fuller. Okay, how about Romeo Dobbs or Tez Johnson?
Yeah, I'm just going to go Romeo Dobbs here. Again, I talked about on today's video, Tez is not the guy I want here. So I'm going to go Dobbs between the Johnsons, I should say. But
Estrada, Waller, Goddard.
Your dogs are making my dogs bark. I mean, I like Waller here, but how do you really bench Goddard right now? I think I go Goddard.
All right. Next is Facebook.
All right. We got all the dogs barking right now. Look, I like Mason Taylor this week, but I'm not benching Kittle. Kittle's back. I'm playing Kittle.
All right, Mark. Speaking of dogs,
let's see. Okay, Rodgers was good. All right, Vidal or Booty in the flex. I'm going Vidal. Yeah, Rodgers. Well done playing Rodgers.
what's up, Arthur?
Hawkinson over Juwan. Look, I don't like Hawk, but I think you got to play Hawk over Juwan. Juwan's unplayable. Sneaky good game against Eagles, maybe, but I mean, does Juwan have a sneaky good game in him? I don't think so.
Mateus Fabricio. Pacheco, Golden, or McMillan?
I still, even though again, I'm definitely nervous about McMillan. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. I do have Golden ahead of McMillan this week because of Sauce. I'm gonna go Golden.
It looks like the same one twice. Big Swole trade Rico for JK.
Is this enough of a sell high? Yeah. I mean, I do like Dobbins, but man, I don't know. Is this... I mean, it feels fair. Dobbins feels safer because we know he's the guy, and I'm not really worried about Harvey anytime soon. So I guess it's okay, but this doesn't really feel like selling high, but it does feel fair. It does feel fair.
I think with Chuba back, you probably should feel better about Dobbins. So I would do this. Gray Man. Kraft or Fannin?
I think we had this earlier, didn't we? And I really like Kraft, but I think I got to give the edge to Fannin. All right, traded Mahomes and Rice for Jaden Daniels, JSN. Look, Jaden Daniels, JSN wins this trade pretty easily here. Better QB and better wide receiver.
Yeah. Look, everyone's excited for Rice to come back. I get it. But can you really say he's better than JSN? He's going to be. No. How could you be better than JSN at this point?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not like a huge win. I mean, these are great for great, but yeah, give me the JSN side. By the way, anybody out there watching, if you happen to work for UPS or FedEx, just know there's no way you're getting in my house. My dogs will absolutely tear you apart. They hate the delivery guy. My JJ, Hurts, Taylor Dowdle, Ted, Jacoby, Warren. Flex to be determined. Who is the flex?
I might just take a chance on Troy Franklin here.
I love that he's at -4 because of the Steelers defense.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I might just take a chance on Franklin here against the Giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my pseudo sleeper special, Woody Marks. Let's go Woody Marks. See if it pays off. Nick picked up Otten to flex instead of Ibuka. What do you think about that? Like Otten, or I know you like Cameron Johnson, but what do you think?
I mean, I'm okay with it. We know Otten should be involved if Evans doesn't play.
And that's the thing, is there's no guarantees here because this isn't just Igbuka as the Evans thing, right? So I don't hate this. I think we know Otten's the number one tight end there, the only tight end, right? We don't know Cameron Johnson, Tez Johnson, Sterling Shepard. Like, we don't know for sure. So I feel like Cameron Johnson has more upside, but maybe Otten more floor. So. Thomas. Well, do you wait for Igbuka or just go Dowdle? Or
I think you got to just go Dowdle here. I mean, Igbuka sounds very, very unlikely to play, and if he does, very high chance of re-injury or making that injury worse. I think you just got to go Dowdle.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath for Igbuka. Of course, all those bucks are available, but I think we can just go Rico over those maybes, right?
Yes.
Julio. All right. At this point, which Pats running back are you holding on to? He's saying stash, not start.
You have to. It's got to be Ramondre. I mean, he's clearly the lead. Like, I know we want Henderson to be a thing, but like, I've been saying this for weeks, and I when did you say it? You said it. I think it was on the stash video. Was it the stash video? I don't remember. But somewhere, because I listen to like all our videos. Like, Henderson has not been that good. That's the problem here, right? That's the problem. Like, yes, Ramondre's been terrible, but Henderson hasn't been much better, right? This isn't like Bill versus the Commanders running backs. This isn't like, why can't I think of any other rookies that have kind of Scadaboo versus the Giants? You know what I mean? This, like, Henderson just also has not been that good. So Ramondre looks like the guy, like, for whatever that's worth. So I think between the two, it's got to be Ramondre right now.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I want the Travion breakout just like anybody else. Rushing yards over expectation per attempt. Travion Henderson is last. Got the worst rushing yards over expectation per attempt, minus 1.21. Now, again, that's not telling you everything. We've got some good big name running backs who are also at negatives, but he's not getting all the carries. In fact, he's getting far fewer carries. He needs to show that he deserves that job, and he hasn't. So at this point, that's what it is. And then Julio also wants to know Waller or Fannin. We've been saying Fannin.
Yep, Fannin.
And now we got Victor Figueroa. Wow. Okay. This is probably one of the bigger blockbusters you'll see. Made the trade. Puka, Allen, and Bill for CMC, BTJ, and Goff. But now I traded, because he wasn't done. Like, no, that's not enough. Traded Kittle and Derrick Henry for Lamar and Cook.
I mean, I definitely like that second trade. Like, I still got to prefer James Cook to Derrick Henry. It's close, but I mean, Lamar, yeah, that's nice. He'll be back after the bye. And I think you've mentioned the Ravens schedule before, although Henry gets to take advantage of that too. I assume that's Puka, Josh Allen, and Bill, since you traded Allen and Goff.
Right.
Like, you got CMC and BTJ. I think both those trades are good.
Yeah, well, I think it's weird. You traded for Goff and then you traded for Lamar. So now you traded for two quarterbacks, but you traded away a tight end. So I think this kind of depends on what your roster looks like now. But, in and of themselves, I think those are both good trades. So, but what are we doing here? We're trading every good player on our roster for something. I don't know. Jay's World needs two between Nico, Rice, Worthy, and Odunze.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Odunze and Rice. It doesn't feel good having Nico on the bench.
Yeah, this is a problem when you have too many good players. But Worthy's definitely last on this list. I know that. I could start any two of the other three. Brado Blends needs help in non-PPR. Keenan, Tutu, Ayo.
I think Keenan has to be one. Yeah, I think it's got to be Keenan here. Even in non-PPR, just give me Keenan.
Yeah. Yeah. 2-2 is really a dart throw. Io Manor is the number one receiver there. I think maybe, but you got to go with a player in the better offense, right? You just have to. And then same league again. This is Swift or Dowdle.
Man, this is the tough. We've had this a few times. I like Swift's matchup. I wish he was healthy. I don't know. Probably just got to keep rolling with Dowdle for one more week and see what happens here.
I think so, especially Swift is banged up, and don't want to just assume that from here on out he's getting 100 yards on the ground every week. Like he was good last week, but yeah, just don't know. Black bag needs two. I don't know if this is the same one we did before. Maybe it is. Scatterboo, Dowdle, Vidal. I feel like it is.
Yeah, go on the first two here.
Right. All right. How about this? Ashley Barney. Would you go Chris Moore now that Debo's out over Booty?
If Diggs plays, I might. I mean, it's the Cowboys.
I think this would depend on Diggs. Only if Diggs is out would I do this. Yeah. Diggs is playing. Yeah, maybe go Chris Moore. Harley Joyner. Half PPR standard minus a tight end spot.
Nice. All right.
That's your favorite kind of league. 3 receivers,
yes.
2 running backs in the flex. Got Pickens and Rice. McBride as the flex because there's no tight end. Or there's Evans. Yeah, not Chubb.
No, I probably just roll with McBride. McBride should be good enough here. I don't want to have to pivot to Nick Chubb against the Seahawks run defense. No, thank you.
No. And McBride was totally fine with Jacoby Brissett last week.
Yes.
Maybe even better. That's what I keep saying. Harley and also 5-1 if that matters. Doesn't necessarily matter, but it's good. Good to know. Okay, what about Low Kane? Evans and Scatterboo for Achane.
I think so. I think I'd take Achane here. I mean, look, don't be shocked if you're not feeling quite as good about Scatterboo come Monday. Not only is he got to go on the road against the Broncos, but stud linebacker Dre Greenlaw is playing this week for the first time since week 3. This is not going to be as good of a spot for Scatterboo against this Broncos defense as it was last week. I think I still have to prefer Achane here.
Yeah, I think so. Like Evans when he's back rest of season. Achane is that stud running back. You can just set and forget. So I think that's just more valuable. All right, Manny Sins needs a quarterback, Herbert or Williams?
I'm going to go Caleb. Gets the Saints.
Yep. Should be a good spot for him. And then pick 3. We need a tight end and 2 flexes. The tight end options look like Goddard or Taylor.
I think you still got to go Goddard here. Even though I do like Taylor, I mean, the way he's involved the Eagles offense, I got to go Goddard. I think Vidal. I'm going to go Vidal and Swift as my flexes. If Swift's out, I might consider flexing Mason Taylor. I mean, Trey Tucker, Chuba. But right now, Vidal and Swift.
Sounds good. Yeah, if Myers is ruled out, then I might go Tucker. But until then, let's just assume he's not. Versatile finish. Pick 1. Jamo, Shaheed, Pacheco, Myers, or McCaffrey. Luke.
I mean, these are all risky. But I think I'm going to take a chance on Jameson against the Bucks at home. This is tough. These are all tough. Like these, I don't feel strongly about any of them, honestly. Like as far as over the others. I mean, I know Shaheed, but I don't think I could put Shaheed over Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I think it's got to be one of the first two. And what do we have there? Boom bust, volatile flexes, right? Long touchdown or nothing to some extent. Now, I will say she's been a little bit more than nothing. I mentioned this last week. He's gotten 4 catches every game, which is surprising to me. But then again, like 4 catches for 23 yards, like so what? I think JMO has the most upside, right? This matchup against Tampa, it should be a shootout. Christopher Xander, Mason or Vidal. No need to apologize.
I had Mason ahead of Vidal if you go watch the start sit, but that was assuming like the Eagles defense was still going to be banged up. It looks like they're getting healthy, especially that defensive line. I might just go Vidal this week.
Vidal does have more upside. I feel like Mason is going to be somewhat touchdown dependent. I'm fine with Vidal here too. And look, we get a lot of the same questions over and over. It's no problem because, you may not have been on before, but no need to worry. And Hollywood French Bulls, we did go over the question. This is not really a question, but just responding and just saying thank you. And of course, we want to flip that back and say no, thank you for watching and asking the questions. Wanted the reaction. You got the reaction because I tend to react before I finish reading the question. That was the one. You remember the one where it was like,
yeah.
Then it was like, oh, by the way, I also have CeeDee Lamb. Like,
yes.
Thank you. You did it. It worked. You got it. How about, let me see. Biomass J. Okay. It's a deep name, and that's a deep league. 16-teamer. Needs 2, and a flex. Okay, well, let's start with this. Offered Golden for Chase Brown.
You have CMC, Chase Brown, Dowdle, Vidal, Gier.
Well, this is Chase Brown and Wandale?
I don't know, but I mean, look at those wide receivers. DJ Moore, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Myers, Jalen Coker, Chris Godwin. I mean, I think you kind of got to take Matthew Golden here, although it does. I still don't love your wide receivers. I know it's 16 deep league. But I mean, who are you starting? I mean, you need 2 wide receivers and a flex every week. Like, who are you starting here? You're starting like DJ Moore and Jamison Williams every week?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's a deep league. You need players who are actually playing.
Yeah, I might just take Golden here over Chase Brown.
I'm trying to figure out want because it says and, so it's like this looks like a 2-for-1. Who's want? Is it like if it auto corrected to Wandale from Wandale, that would make sense, but then you don't list Wandale on your roster. So I'm trying to figure out who it could even be. So that kind of depends. It kind of depends if you're giving up another player here, but yeah, I agree. I would rather have Golden than Chase Brown, I guess, if that helps. Okay, but let's pick 2, and 1.
We're going to go. I'm not sure if you started Chase Brown.
Right.
Assuming you didn't. I mean, obviously you're starting CMC. If you didn't start Chase Brown, I would go Dowdle. Yeah, I guess DJ Moore and Jamison are your wide receivers, and then I would flex Vidal. Again, assuming you haven't already started Chase Brown.
Right. Jay Campbell with another one. I think it's different. 10-man. Williams, Judkins, Kamara, Rice, and Worthy. Fannin is the flex and Monty. Do I start Luke over Fannin or anyone else?
I don't know. I think I just feel good enough about Fannin to keep him in there.
I almost might wonder if I should start Luke over Monty. But
I would probably start Luke over Monty, honestly. I'm not really feeling Monty this week.
Yeah, because the thing is, the absolute good should be a high-scoring game. But remember, Tampa is, correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris, if Tampa is pretty much a pass funnel defense still, right? For the most part.
Yeah, you got Vita Vea in the middle, very tough against the run there.
They're tough against the run. especially the interior run. It's just not a good matchup for him specifically. So, I mean, he could always score a touchdown, but let me just make sure. Yeah, Tampa Bay allowing 3.7 yards per carry, fifth best. So, yeah, let's just take a chance on Luke now that we know Debo's out. But of course, here's the question, and here it is again, Evan. Is it Luke McCaffrey or Chris Moore? Like, I think it's still Luke, right?
I mean, Chris Moore was kind of more involved last week than Luke. I don't know. I might go Chris Moore. I think he kind of fills more of the like Luke McCaffrey's role is Luke McCaffrey's role. I think Chris Moore kind of fills the Debo Terry role a little more here. So I don't know. I mean, who really knows, right?
Yeah, exactly. Either way, you got upside because it's the Cowboys. Oh, and by the way, Diggs is out because somehow concussed himself at home during the week, right?
Wait, what?
Trevon Diggs?
Oh, Trayvon. I didn't. What?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, it was. Well, we don't know what happened because, of course, they won't say. Let me see. Let me see exactly what it is. He won't play. Had an incident in his home on Thursday night that landed him in the concussion protocol.
Wow. Yeah, I might go Chris Moore.
Don't know what the incident was. Maybe we'll never find out. But
yeah,
got hit in the head with a frying pan. Came home late or something. Who knows? Jiffy 23. One running back, receiver, flex, Rico, Scat, Mason, Riceborn, Nico.
All right, Rice is going to be the wide receiver. Scattaboo's, I think I'm going to go Scattaboo at running back, even though I don't love him this week. And then I'm going to flex Rico. Oh, wait, Nico Collins?
Nico and Rico. And
Nico
Rice.
just kind of, oh, yeah, but Nico at the end. Okay, Rice, Nico, Scattaboo.
Yeah, like Rico, Rice, Nico. And now it makes up three different players.
There you go.
Nick Lemons, Sutton, Mason, Dowdle.
Definitely Sutton here. Definitely Sutton.
Yeah, this one pretty easily Sutton. Blake, pretty easily no. AJ Brown being traded to the Patriots. I don't think so.
Why?
They're not going to do that. Okay. Again, we don't know what's going to happen, but a lot of these rumors are just rumors. Like the Chiefs, I saw this for what it's worth is what's being reported. Like the Chiefs are not looking for a running back. Yeah. Michael Marowitz, welcome back. Rico or Vidal?
Oh, man, this is like the fifth time we've had this question. I've got Rico a little bit higher. I mean, maybe if Haskins is out, I could pivot to Vidal.
Yeah, and like legit question, right? These are the top waiver wire pickups from a week ago. Just really wish Chuba Hubbard would have like a setback in practice and not play, and it could easily be Rico, but it's not. But he's still startable, but there's no guarantee here. Let's see exactly how Rico looks. Born Addison or wait for Evans.
I mean, here I kind of just want to wait for Evans because, but if Evans doesn't play, what are you gonna do?
Well, I think yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. Like you can just play it safe, take Addison. He's not a bad play, but look, if you do wait for Evans, which you could probably drop Bourne because I'm assuming Ricky Pearsall at some point in the season will come back and play. Kittle's back, like you could drop Bourne and go for Cameron Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Sutton or Brees in half. I think we still got to go Sutton.
Yeah, definitely still going Sutton.
All right, we got RJ Bacani, Tet, JK, Rico, Evans. Got a bench one.
I'm gonna bench Tet, but if you're nervous about Evans like not playing, then I guess bench Evans. But I'm not feeling great about Tet this week. I know he dominates man, but does he dominate Sauce Gardner? That's my question.
That is a different thing, yeah. Well, here's the thing: is again, if you wait for Evans, and what if he doesn't go? Then who are you playing? That's the
Right.
question. So this really always
Exactly.
depends. This is,
That.
huh? This
I was saying that's what's making these Evans questions so difficult, right? It's like,
we don't know.
yeah,
I feel like he's going to play, but doesn't matter what I feel, right? I'm not the one who's going to decide. So that's the thing. I would probably wait for Evans because I think I could always pivot to a Cameron Johnson or something. But yeah. All right. What's up, Carl? Carl Williams is back. He's been MIA. I don't know. He says in the hospital with my girl.
oh
Hopefully
man, hope
everything's
everything's
good.
okay.
Yeah. If you're back, hopefully that means everything's good to go. So
Yes.
half PPR, 2 receivers, 2 flexes, Addison, DJ Moore, Evans, Juwan, Hollywood, Pollard, Jacoby. Yeah, you can be done with him. Leggett, Pacheco, Kirk. Started T, very nice.
Nice. I mean, here I might just wait for Evans. Like, I mean, Addison, DJ Moore, Juwan Johnson, Hollywood, Jacoby, like Leggett, Kirk. Look, worst case, if Evans doesn't play, you can pivot to Kirk. If you started T, do you still need 2 wide receivers? Or do you need T plus a wide receiver? Because if you need T plus a wide receiver, that'll make it easier because then you can just go Evans or Kirk. I think Addison would be one of my flexes. Come on, this should be a good spot for DJ Moore against the Saints, right? Like, come on, it has to happen. Hollywood. I mean, I know Hollywood had a nice game last week, but Rice is back. He scored twice. It just feels like Hollywood's going to be MIA this week as well. So
Probably.
I'm going to go Addison, DJ Moore. And again, hopefully you only need one more wide receiver because you started T, so you can flex or you can play either Evans or Kirk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say, like, do you need, like, you only start 2 receivers or you need 2 more receivers? That's what we don't really know. But well, Carl's got another league here. RJ Harvey, Bill or Kendry Miller?
Bill. Definitely Bill.
And then tight end from waivers. Which one of these guys?
I'm still going to go Mason Taylor, although Otten's not a bad option.
Right. Now, like, if we knew Evans was out and Igbuka was out, I'd say Otten, but we don't know. So I think just go Mason Taylor. Play it safe. All right, Carl. Well, good luck. And we're thinking about you. Let's go to Juice. Should I play Worthy or wait for Evans?
Yeah, here I'd probably just go Worthy because I feel good enough about Worthy that I don't need to risk it with Evans.
Right. That's a good enough player. Exactly. No point sweating it. Jordy, Ali, definitely no need to sweat Baker. Like, regardless of whether Evans and Igbuka even play, you just start Baker, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously depends who else you got, but you probably don't have anybody better than Baker, so yeah.
Yeah. Doubtful. There can't be too many other quarterbacks you have who are better than Baker, and if so, then you probably wouldn't even need to ask. All right, this caught my attention. Slick Rip the Ruler. Nice. That's very nice. Whittington or I think Luke McCaffrey.
I think just go Luke McCaffrey now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We don't know. Whittington, Tutu. Maybe it's neither, right? I think just go Luke McCaffrey. Got touchdown upside. That's funny. He's listening to this. He's in the UPS truck. Yeah, well, if you happen to roll by here in my house, you'll hear the dogs absolutely ready to maul you, even though the one who's the loudest weighs 30 pounds. Joe Mazzola. What's up, Joe? Start Jaden Daniels or Dak?
I know he might be a little worried about JD with Debo and Terry out, but look, he barely had Debo last week. He did just fine. It's the Cowboys. I'm still going JD. He runs.
This one is tough. I don't know because Debo's out, Terry's still out, and Dak gets CeeDee Lamb back. I don't love benching JD, but you know what? This week I might go the other way. I might go Dak here. I think just more upside. Even though the Cowboys' pass offense is already bad, and now they don't have Diggs, as if that, I don't know, maybe that's even better for them that he's not playing. But still, I might go Dak. Here's an interesting one. We haven't talked about this name. Let's just throw this out here. Joshua Trost. All right, so we know Downs is out. I didn't mention this. AD Mitchell is active. Is he worth a flex? Like a what the heck flex there?
I mean, yeah, what the heck flex? Because you don't know. Is he going to drop the ball at the 1? Is he going to, you know what I mean? But hey, there are worse options. There are definitely worse options.
We've mentioned some of the other probably better options like the McCaffrey and Moore in Washington, or like the Cameron Johnsons and guys in Tampa who knows, because we have to wait for the injury report. Not the worst option because the Chargers, they probably have to pass a fair amount, but I don't know. Is he primed for a breakout? I don't know. We have TZG Man. With Debo out, what wide receiver do you flex for Dallas? There it is again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give Chris Moore the edge. I mean, either one's fine, Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey, but I think I might give Chris Moore the edge.
Yeah, this is the tough one. I'll be honest, I haven't time to dig in. Well, we didn't know, right? We didn't know until like just now that Debo was officially out. So that's part of it. Like I haven't dug into like the coverages and as far as who benefits more, Chris Moore versus Luke McCaffrey. McCaffrey plays a lot of the slot, right? Mostly a slot guy. He kind of fills Debo's role more. But the Cowboys, aren't they worse against outside receivers typically?
Yeah, but they have been, with Deron Bland back and Trayvon Diggs playing, although now he's not playing, they have been getting better. But I think with Diggs out, I don't know. I mean, like who knows, right? Who really knows here?
Chris
Moore, like Luke McCaffrey did not get an uptick in targets last week. He had that one broken play where the Bears completely forgot to cover him, and that was it.
Right. Well, I feel like McCaffrey has been pretty much touchdown dependent. He doesn't get a lot of targets. You're right. He might be more likely to get a red zone, end zone look, but Chris Moore is used more like a vertical threat. I feel like they use him more down the field. McCaffrey's more like short intermediate. So I think McCaffrey more ceiling, more chance for a big game if he's going to have.
Yeah, that was McCaffrey's only. Completely forgot to cover him.
Yeah. Actually, now I'm curious. I want to dig into the ADOT, but I probably don't have time for that. To continue to answer the questions. Actually, you know what? I'm shocked. Wow, Luke McCaffrey's average depth of target is 19. That's pretty high.
It is high.
Chris Moore is 16, which is also high, but I didn't realize McCaffrey's was that high. All right, so the answer is flip a coin. Sammy. Now I would look for upside. I would take a chance on Chris Moore, I guess.
Yeah.
AJB or Bourne.
I still got to go AJB here. I don't think I'm ready to put Kendrick Bourne over AJB. Am I? Like maybe if Kittle was completely out too, I could go Bourne. But with Kittle playing, yeah, I think I'm going to go AJB still.
The thing is, it's not that Mac is playing, but it's that Kittle is back, right? And Jennings is playing. So let's keep AJB in there. Right. We're not too far behind. We do want to make sure we don't make the people who super chat to wait too long. So we'll continue to do the super chats for now until we get to some more of the regular comments. Joe Coons. Oh, all right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Half PPR. Who to start, Knicks or Fields?
Nah, I'm just going to go Knicks here. I feel good enough about Knicks at home against the Giants.
Yeah, at least as bad as Knicks has been at times, I don't feel he'll get you 0 or negative points. Waddle, AJB, Harrison, Shakir, and then Barkley, Donald, Kamar, Stevenson. We need 2, and 1 flex.
Yeah, let's go. Waddle, AJB, Barkley, Dowdle, and I'm going to flex Harrison.
Not going Stevenson over Harrison.
No, I mean I like Stevenson as like, again, a flex, but not over a guy like Harrison.
All right. So I guess that means you get Harrison was a little bit more than a flex. Or at least a strong flex.
Yes.
Okay. Just never know with the Cardinals. I don't feel a great Harrison game, though, to be honest. But yeah, probably safer than Ramondre. Kirby has two good tight ends, two of the best tight ends, Tyler Warren and Kittle, but hurting at RB. I see where this is going. This is a good idea. Yeah, you need help at RB. So what kind of running back and actually I think the better question is not just what kind of running back could you get for him, but who would you rather trade, Tyler Warren or George Kittle?
I mean, honestly, I don't know if there's a big difference here. I mean, I probably prefer Tyler Warren, but that's probably just because Kittle hasn't played in a bunch of weeks. After this weekend, I might prefer Kittle, but really it would probably come down to who gets me the better running back in return. Like, could I trade Tyler Warren and get Quinshon Judkins, Derrick Henry, an injured Bucky Irving, Javonte Williams? If I can, I'm trading Tyler Warren and getting one of those running backs and just rolling with Kittle. I think Warren would probably get you a better return right now.
Yeah, that's the right answer. It's like the guy who has the RB2, well, the guy who needs a tight end, it's got to be somebody who both needs a tight end or wants a tight end and has an RB that's good enough they're willing to give up. You have to find the right match. And that's where honestly it really helps when we use the DraftLane app, the advanced trade, because we can look at every team in your league and say, and so I tell people when I do those questions isn't just trade this player for that player. It's like trade with this team, trade with this man. They're the match. They're the ones who need what you have and have what you need. So whoever's got the need for a tight end here and has a good enough running back, who do they prefer? Who are they willing to give up more for? I mean, that's what it comes down to. My JJ, Daniels, Kyron Warren, Jalen, I assume, Amon-Ra Worthy, flexing Tet and Ferguson. Ferg's still good with CeeDee.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. But you got Pittman on the bench. Look, with Downs out, I would put Pittman in. I would put Pittman in over Tet and Ferguson. I mean, who do I prefer between Tet and Ferguson? I might go Tet and Pittman.
Yeah, I think I would put Pittman in over Ferguson. This looks like it's a no tight end league, so well done for that. But yeah, I'll go Pittman here. All right, let's get to Sammy again. Rank these tight ends. Okay, so possibly Otten, Waller, or Mason Taylor.
I'm gonna go Taylor, Otten, Waller, assuming Evans and Igbuka are out, but we won't know. So, but that would be my ranking if they're out.
Right, and then back to my JJ. I guess missed this from earlier, asking who can I drop. And this looks different though. It needs a quarterback, in other words. So who's droppable here?
Well, I mean, who's your quarterback? I don't know. Like maybe you have Josh Allen or Lamar, so you don't want to drop them. Yeah, you can't drop really any of those running backs. You can't really drop any of those wide receivers. I mean, look. I mean, you can't drop Bowers or Waller because you need Waller this week with Bowers out, and you're certainly not dropping Bowers. So yeah, I might just be okay dropping Wandale, honestly. Like, are you ever going to start Wandale when you have Jeff? I mean, you might. I don't know, but
I think it's got to be either Wandale or maybe even Jacoby. I don't know. Probably should hold him in case he does get traded, but I guess if you're not starting Wandale, I mean, out of this group, which quarterback should we pick up here? Dimes?
Yeah, this week, Dimes out of this group.
And then, well, I don't know if let's set the lineup. Two running backs here. What, Bill and Rico?
Yeah, Bill, Rico, JJ, and Diggs if he plays. Otherwise, JJ, Marv. And then I would flex. I probably still have to flex Tet over Ramondre.
Yeah. Benny Black with another one. Has all the Cam Johnson. But Chuba or Cam Johnson?
Yeah, just give me Cam Johnson. How much Chuba are we going to see?
That's the question. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know how much Cam Johnson we'll see either. That's the big mystery. Roberto, sorry, apologies. My dogs apologize. Now those dogs are making his dogs. It's like a chain reaction.
Yes.
Nick Walker, start 2. Nico Pickens and Sutton. Man.
I guess I'm sitting Nico here, but man, I hate it. But I don't think I can sit Pickens even with CeeDee back, and I can't sit Sutton this week. So I'm going to sit Nico.
Hate to see it, but yeah, I guess so. Champagne, Nino. Debo out. Do I start Coker or Tucker or Booty?
I'll say if Diggs is out, I'll go Booty. I mean, can I really start Coker? What am I getting sold on with Coker right now? Like, he's back. That's it. He's back. Like, is this a smash spot for Jalen Coker? I would go Booty if Diggs is out. Otherwise, I might just go Tucker regardless.
Yeah, if Diggs is limited or out, then yeah. Look, Trey Tucker might get a lot of targets if Myers is out, because I think we both anticipate that the Raiders may not be up big on the Chiefs at some point in this game. They might have to pass a lot, in other words, and Trey Tucker could be the guy with Bowers out. So I think Tucker might be kind of like a sneaky upside flex, but I would go Booty if Diggs is out. Abimanu in a 16-teamer. Walker, Burden, or Tez?
All right, I can't be this low on Kenneth Walker. I'm going Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe I would go Burden if DJ Moore was out, as I keep saying, but he's not, so let's go Walker. Here's another Coker question. Jim ZJ just picked up McCaffrey to start over Sharbs. Would you start Coker over Chuba?
Oh, jeez. Why so many Coker questions? I mean, I guess. Like, what are we really expecting from Chuba? Like, Coker could be just as bad as Chuba this week, so go for it.
There you go. Finally, Cokeheads unite. It's just an excuse to say that. Pokey Palms. How about Kendrick Bourne or Xavier Worthy?
No. Worthy's more than a flex. Give me Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy for sure. All right, Amon Eileen. Puka and Debo out. Pick 2. Worthy, Keenan, McCaffrey, Sutton.
Worthy and Sutton.
Yeah, this one's pretty easily Worthy and Sutton. Also, Golden, Shepard, Tez on waivers. Don't matter.
No, but I would drop Luke McCaffrey to pick up Golden if he's on waivers, but I wouldn't start him.
That's true. Yeah, look, and now we're starting to see, I'm reading all the other comments. Put that comment on. Luke McCaffrey hype, it's going to happen. Listen, you can't get carried away. Luke McCaffrey is not going to necessarily get like 10 targets, right? Okay. Someone, who was it? Was that Carl? Yeah. Remember the Trayvon Diggs injury? Said
Yeah.
his theory is that he was waffle stomping in the shower.
Like Freddie Freeman?
Exactly. Lance Fox. There's no evidence to support that, but who knows? Lance Fox needs a flex. Could be any of the remaining commanders. Okay. Io Manor, Booty Bourne, Cam Johnson, or Whittington.
I'll say I don't know. I think I'd probably just go Bourne here anyways. I still like Bourne, even with Kittle back. I mean, Mac Jones loves him some Kendrick Bourne. And I don't feel like Jennings is anywhere near 100%. I might still just go Kendrick Bourne here. Maybe if Diggs is out, I could go Booty. That's the only thing here.
Right. And that's exactly what I was going to say again. If Diggs misses, he is questionable. What was it? Chest injury? I don't feel like it's going to make him miss, right? It's nothing that should stop him from playing. So let's go Bourne. Abreu, 68. Worthy over AJB. Ooh.
Yeah, I would go Worthy over AJB.
All right, no hesitation. I got to think about that. I mean, AJB is still somebody who's very startable, right? He's aggravating, he's been disappointing, but he hasn't been just like miserable. But Worthy is not somebody that you just sit because Rice is back. Like Worthy's still going to be involved, in other words. And it's a great matchup. It's the Raiders. Gabriel Sosa, not new here, but got a new or re-upped the membership. Thank you, Gabriel. Gabriel saying what's up. We're looking for the Gabriel question. Here it is. All right. Worthy. I really wish those emojis would show up on here, right?
I know. Why don't they?
I don't know. Worthy, Adams, Pittman, Walker, Ferg, Waller, Hawk, DJ Moore. 2 receivers and 1 tight ends, and then a flex.
All right, going to go Worthy, Adams at wide receiver. Ferguson at tight end. Even with CeeDee back, I still like him more than Waller this week. Pittman at the flex.
There you go. Let's no, we're getting to 3 hours. I was like, let's do some non-super chats, but still got super chats to get to. All right. Tyler C. This is half PPR. JD got what? I guess you started Chase Brown. It's not bad. Monty. Franklin at the flex. Here's the bench. I think we could go Golden over Franklin, right?
Yeah, Golden over Franklin. I'm not starting Pollard or Michael Carter. I'm not starting. Kirk is interesting. I might go Kirk over Jacoby, honestly.
Well, actually, I'm looking. So like Fannin is on waivers. We like Fannin. You could flex Fannin, and you could put Golden over Jacoby at receiver. Would you do that?
Yeah, I might do that. I like that.
All right. You can drop Michael Carter. Pretty sure you can drop.
Yeah, you can definitely drop Michael Carter.
Okay. And now let's do P again. These tight end and flex. Ferguson, Waller, Woody, Marks. Was thinking of flexing Waller.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've said yes to tight ends as flexes so much this year, but I'm just flexing those 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, interesting. Maybe this is a thing. I would not know because we don't watch ourselves while we're streaming. Julio is saying that in the mobile version that sometimes the like, subscribe buttons get hidden by the chat. So maybe everyone doesn't even see it. Okay, so interesting.
Right.
Did not know that.
Interesting.
Let's fix that, YouTube. Okay, so quick reminder before we finish, because we're getting close to the end. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you, Julio. Okay, let's do Gabriel again. In his other league, it's half. Lamb, Pittman, Harrison, Diggs, Mason, Kittle, Kelsey, Hunter Henry. 2 receivers, 1 tight end, and a flex.
All right, you're going to go Lamb. I think I'm going to go Lamb, Diggs if he plays. If Diggs is out, I'm going to go Lamb, Harrison. Kittle at tight end. And then, look, if Diggs plays, I'll flex Harrison. If Diggs is out, I'll flex Pittman.
There it is. Good with all that. Super Dave. Needs 2 receivers, a running back, and a flex. Chuba, Marks, Bam, Harvey, Burden, Io Manor, Luke McCaffrey. It's a 12-teamer.
All right, so we need 2 wide receivers. Boy. McCaffrey and I guess Io Manor.
And a running back.
Running back? Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
And a flex.
And we have to flex one of these. Oh, dude. What? Super Dave. What the heck? I guess I'll go Bam. I guess he's technically the lead back. He could score.
Exactly. There's that.
And maybe take a chance on Luther Burden as the flex.
Sure.
Oh,
Why not? Read this one.
all right. We got with the weather in Cleveland, does it make their defense more star-worthy? I don't know if the weather helps their defense. Their defense is good. Is Auden an auto start? No, not regardless of Igbuka and Evans. Luke McCaffrey, or is that Chris Moore? Is this the thing? This is the question. I think I like Moore better. Yeah, I like Moore better.
All right. Thanks. Let's just say it again for those who maybe weren't here at the very top of the show. The weather in Cleveland, it's not going to be great, but it probably also will not be like a monsoon or like the movie Twister, right? It's not going to be 50 miles an hour during the game, right?
Yeah, as of now, it doesn't sound like it. I mean, look, we'll have to check back tomorrow morning for the latest, but as of now, it sounds like, yeah, not going to be horrendous.
I was going to say it could be enough to move me off like the quarterbacks in that game, but should you really be starting the quarterbacks in that game anyways? No. It's not going to make me like absolutely bench Jalen Waddle. He's still doing great. He'll be fine. Yeah. So a good question here. I'm glad you asked. So DeAndre Storks, does DraftLane work for ESPN Fantasy?
Fortunately not. ESPN will not let us sync. That is why. But we do have an ask a question feature where you can just type in your question like you do on here.
Right. So it does sync, as I have mentioned, on Yahoo and Sleeper, so we can see your roster. Unfortunately, ESPN, through their own decision-making, no fault of ours, it doesn't let us. So same thing with NFL.com or any of those others. But look, this is what we're talking about. Ask a question. And these users, I see some people use their points. Remember, you can try it for free. It's a free download already. But if you use code ENDGAME here, you get 10 free points, and then you can use those towards your questions. Let's do one real quick because it's ask a question. It's pretty simple. You just type what you want to type, just like you do here on the chat. It's the same thing, but you can do it anytime from your phone. So should I trade Ferguson and Gainwell for Ertz and Monty? Got Barkley and Pollard at running back.
I think I'm okay with this. I mean, got to prefer Monty to Gainwell.
Yes.
Ferg, Ertz. Yeah, I think you do this just to get Monty.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's perfectly fine to do. Gainwell basically doesn't have much value, and you gain Monty as an RB2. Good time to trade Ferg now that CeeDee is back. All right. And that's how simple it is. All right. So, again, once we get out of here, which will be pretty soon, you guys still have questions. You got questions at any time during the week, and you don't want to wait for the live show, then you can use DraftLane. All right. We do still have some more questions that we need to get to. Urgent here. People are asking, Timbo Slice, you go Coker or you hold out hope for Justin Jefferson?
Ooh, this is tough. But I will reluctantly start Justin Jefferson this week, even though it is Carson Wentz.
All right, maybe more legit question. Coker or QJ?
QJ. No, this is not legit. Come on.
It could be. Hey, after this week, it could be. Python. That is weird. It's a weird feeling Ford will outscore Judkins.
That would be horrible. That would be horrible. Please no.
I don't think so. Yeah, we have talk about a cokehead. Timbo Slice is like Jalen Coker's #1 fan, apparently. All right. Let's see. Next, make sure we get to all these. Well, you know what? We are caught up on the super chats. We are. I thought we weren't, but we are. Except now we're not. Lou to Goat. Wilson for what? Wandale and Etienne.
Is that Garrett Wilson? No, I'm not doing this if it's Garrett Wilson.
even though Wilson's not playing and he might miss another week, right? We don't know, but you're not going to be happy with this, I don't think, long term. Etienne has been fine, but do you really prefer Etienne to Wilson? I don't think you can.
No.
Powerhouse. Wentz or Stafford?
I still think I got to go Stafford here.
Not buying the Wentz revenge game against the Eagles?
No. From however long ago.
Revenge never gets old. Does Wentz keep his job long term?
I don't think so.
I doubt it. What benefit does that give the Vikings to keep rolling Carson Wentz out there? They got JJ McCarthy. Like, they just don't want to see what they've got with their first round pick. I think they
the only way, unless they just feel like he gives them a better chance to win because, they are trying to win this year. So, but I don't know about that.
Well, I will say this. I guess long term, you're asking long term. Like, if if McCarthy comes back and he plays and he looks horrible, then yeah, maybe Wentz does keep the job. Chelsea, hello. Needs a receiver and a flex. Worthy, McConkey, Wandale. Already got Pickens locked in and already got Debo out. And then Booty and McCaffrey are on waivers.
You got the Lad McConkey. You're going to start Worthy, Lad McConkey. You don't need McCaffrey or Booty.
Yeah, you got good enough players here. You don't need those guys. All right, a couple more here. Action. 503. Keep Golden or drop for Travis Hunter?
No, keep Golden.
All right, and then John Pham. Start Olave, Sutton, or Evans?
Here I just go Sutton. No need to wait for Evans. Sutton should be good enough. Just go Sutton.
Yeah, I like Sutton this week. Lynette in a 12-team PPR needs a flex. Bill, Ted, or Judkins?
I think it's got to be Judkins. We gotta take a chance on him against the Dolphins.
Yes, Judkins really should smash. So John wants to know, bench White or Judkins?
I think you got to bench White.
Nonstop clips. Dobbs or JMO?
Dobbs
it is. And then I think we already had this exact thing earlier, didn't we? Josue Rodriguez, Rico for J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, it's fine. Get Dobbins. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. He said, Nonstop says, someone should definitely ask about Dak or Daniels. Well, somebody kind of did earlier.
Yep.
You went Daniels. I actually went Dak. So
yeah, I think you're okay. I think either one's fine. They should both be great this week.
Then Polo goated Fannin or Goddard?
Fannin.
I like Fannin this week for sure. Let's see. Same question. He said, I asked this question 2 days ago. I remember because for some reason I read this as not Hank. It's Nathan K. Start 2. Kyron, Bill, Judkins, Hall.
Kyron and Judkins.
Trying to test our memory. Is that what this is? Judkins pretty much a must start. And yeah, Kyron in a good spot. Bill's in a good spot too, right? I mean, Bill could, but
yeah.
I think without Puka, they got to run the ball a lot. And there's the weather. Condog 209. Traded. Wow. Okay. Walker, Chase, and White for Henry and London.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough trading Chase after what he's been doing right now, but you did get London and Henry. And look, Walker hasn't looked that great. Rachaad White's only going to be good until Bucky comes back. I don't know if I can say this is a win for you because you traded away Chase, but it's not a loss. I'll say that.
Well, you definitely upgraded at running back, and it's got to be at least a slight downgrade at receiver, right? Trading with Jamar Chase. But
yes,
I think I'll feel better having Henry as opposed to Walker, White. Like you said, I don't know if I can call it a win, but I think it could help your team. I think. Dale wants to know between, I think, May or Baker.
Baker.
All right. And then Lou to Goat, Lad or QJ, or is it okay to do both?
I think it's okay to do both, but I prefer Lad to QJ.
Right. This depends who your other options are. So, but you can do both. And let's see. Let's end on a good one. We're already past 3 hours and we're caught up. So let's just do one more. Who's got? Well, you just okay. This was the super chat version of it.
All right. Thank you.
Wait, who's Lou? Is that like Lou Williams as a Laker?
Maybe.
Might be. All right. There we go. You get the last word in. I think we went 3 hours and didn't have a Taysom question. How's that even possible? Thank you, Juice. Chig or Taysom?
I'm going Chig. He got kind of involved last week with Ridley out. Good matchup. I'm going Chig.
It's not the answer he wanted to hear.
No.
It is the correct answer. Yeah, Chig. Remember, Ridley is out, and then Chig is also, I don't know if he's like on the trade block, but he's in the trade rumors. Who knows? I don't know if it matters. All right. Well, that is it. We are going to call it because we're going to be back tomorrow morning. 3 hours again tomorrow before kickoff. So join us if you haven't already. You can turn notifications on so you know exactly when we go live, when the videos drop. Got videos every single day. And one more reminder, if you haven't subscribed, you're watching at all at any of this time, remember, we're trying to help as many people as possible, but join our community. Check out everything we got to offer. Hit subscribe. And, of course, thumbs up. We definitely appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who's been watching. We will see you hopefully tomorrow morning.